Good morning, Lillian. Thanks for joining early. I will just wait for others to join. I'll soon remind on the group chats.
It's fine. Thank you. So I might leave at a point because I'll be on my way to school. So
Okay, no problem. The link of the session will be sent to the group chat so that you can catch up when necessary.
okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks to all those that have joined. Like I was saying earlier, I will just give a few minutes for others to join. So I'm reminding on the group chat so that we can start early and finish in time. And okay, let me just say if we've not, those of us on the call, or maybe we've not filled the pre-application forms that was sent on the group chat, can be doing that as others join. Thank you very much. Okay. Good morning to all those that just joined. Good morning and thanks for coming early. So I was saying we would be giving a few minutes for others to join. Do you we are not speaking yourself? Okay. So I was saying earlier, like we'll wait for others to join. And if we've not filled the pre-application form that was sent on the group chat yesterday, please we can be doing that while others join. We'll try to finish in time today. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll put up the agenda. So we'll be giving like 10 minutes, like as seen on the agenda, for others to join. Once immediately statement will start immediately. That can also finish in time today. Please, for those of us that not fill the application form, we can be doing that so that can be done as others are trying to do. Thank you very much. So Cecilia, I just saw your message on the group about the slide. So we sent the link. I don't know if you've been seeing it, but we sent the link to both the recording and the slides on YouTube. I don't know if you need any clarification on that. So we'll discuss that here. Hi, Cecilia.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not. You have sent I have not seen the link.
Okay, maybe I will resend it, but I've been sharing the links to, like, I've sent for the first 2 sessions. So maybe I will resend it after this today's session so that everybody can have it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't have the notes themselves. It's the recording. You have the recording of the sessions.
Okay, we'll also share that like after every session, yeah, today's session, so that we'll just share everything at once and everybody can get along.
Oh, okay. I need like the
Okay.
the notes can be okay even if they can be sent to the email. I would appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. That's
Thank you.
also fine. Okay, thank you. Good morning for all those joining. Good morning, you're welcome. So it's 9:03. We'll be giving 7 minutes more. We'll be starting exactly 9:10 as seen on the agenda. But I was also saying if we've not filled the pre-application form that was sent on the group chat yesterday, we can be doing that. But once it's 9:10, we'll start immediately. Thank you very much. Good morning. For all those just joining, good morning and welcome. We will be giving another 5 minutes. So we'll be starting exactly 9:10 as in on the agenda. So once it's 9:10, we'll kick off. But I was also saying that those that haven't filled the pre-application form that was sent to the group chat yesterday, people can be doing that while others join. Thank you very much. Okay, good morning. For those just joining, we'll be giving 3 more minutes. Once it's 9:10, we'll start immediately. So let's just give 3 more minutes for those that are still joining. And I was saying earlier, if we've not filled the pre-application form sent on the group chat yesterday, we can be doing that. But exactly in 3 minutes, we'll start so that we can also finish in time. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll be starting in minutes. Once immediately it's 10 past 9, we'll start this. So as I was saying before, for those that just joined, please, if we've not filled the application form, we can be doing that while others join. When exactly a minute will start. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. It's 9:10, so we'll kick off now. I want to welcome us all to the last session of the masterclass. I'm very sure we learned a lot in the first two sessions. The first one, which was on building an entrepreneurship mindset, and the second one, which was on communicating, leading, launching, implementing, and sustaining solutions. I'm very sure all of us that attended the last session, we learned so much. So I'll just be giving a quick recap of what was taught in the last session, which was on communicating, leading, launching, implementing, and sustaining solutions. So we learned that there are, so as social entrepreneurs, there are certain skills that we need to develop or possess, which are finding the right idea before implementation. So you need to find the right idea. You need to transform these ideas into like an enterprise. And we also spoke about financials. Financial is a very important skill to develop as a social entrepreneur before you even think of implementing. We also spoke about various soft skills and like the time allocated to these skills, such as writing. What time do you allocate to writing? What time do you allocate to speaking and listening? What time do you allocate to pitching, which we even did a pitching exercise. Leadership skills, teamwork, and networking. We were also told that there are several ways we can build our skills. You can volunteer, you can do work-based initiatives, you can join associations and societies, so many. We also did a task, which I remember, which was very engaging, of how you dimension your project. So we were asked to assess our demographic, that's like beneficiaries of our projects, who is going to be a beneficiary, understanding the content, what is the solution you want to implement, where do you want to implement it, what particular area or community, and we're also told to map out stakeholders, which we'll be going deeply in today. We're also told about like various important communication materials you need like as an enterprise, such as like the letterhead, which is very important, a standard business card, when you meet someone and you can just give them your business card rather, to contacts, about your organization, and they can even do their own research. Email signature is very important, organizational profile, when people want to know about your organization, they read the profile and they already know, even if it's just a superficial knowledge about your organization, which is very important. Elevator speech. So we did a pitch where I think 3 participants engaged in that pitching, and we were timed. We're giving like a 30 minutes and feedbacks were given. So I remember one of those feedback that was given was that you need to be confident, you need to be convincing, and when you are making a pitch, it's a short time, so you are basically meant to give like the important information, like in that 30 minutes, let's the person you are pitching to already get, okay, your name, your organization, like very important, because there's a limited time, so very important information should be done in that pitch. We also spoke about finance. So like finance is like very important as a social entrepreneur in your business, investing, very important. So financial skills, even if like you are not an accountant or maybe like in that financial space per se, but like there's a particular level or state that you should know about your organization when it comes to the financial aspect. So like how we did last time, so that it's not just me speaking, we would like to hear what other participants learned during the last session, because definitely we learned a lot, because that session was very, very engaging. So I'm just going to allow participants, please, could you just raise your hands and you can tell us what you learned during the last session so that others can learn as well. Okay, Sandra, thank you very much. Please, you could unmute your mic and turn on your video while speaking so that we can also see you. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, from the last section, communicating, leading, launching, implementing, and sustaining solution, I learned that most of the times my solution might not be the solution to the situation at all. So it is very important that I listen to the beneficiaries. And also, I learned that in pitching, elevator pitching, I learned that you need to be passionate about what you are pitching. Don't just speak it like a business or a plan, but be passionate about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's very, I like the fact where you said even when you have a solution, you need to, consult like beneficiaries and all of that, which I think is a very important point. Thank you very much for that, Sandra. Please, who else wants to tell us what they learned during the last session? Who is going next? Or should I pick someone? Okay, Edward, please, could you just tell us a bit of what, you took from the last session? Okay, Bella, I'll come to, is Edward speaking? Okay, since Edward is not speaking now, please, Bella, you can go. Thank you very much. Bella, you can unmute your mic. I think I can see your hands up. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my idea. During the last session, I learned that there are some important skills that
Sorry, Bella, please, could you just put on your video while speaking so we'll actually see you while you're speaking? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Now, there are some skills that social entrepreneurs should possess, and that include pitching skills, negotiation skills, networking skills. And these skills can be gotten either by volunteering with existing organizations or by taking leadership roles. And I think those are, some of what I got from last.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very correct. Because even during the recap, I mentioned that. So thank you very much. Several ways you can, gain skills, develop your skills, volunteering, doing work-based initiative, joining associations, and all of that. Thank you very much for that, Bello. Cecilia, yes, I can see your hands up. Please, you could unmute your mic. And
yeah, what I learned is about how to develop a brand, whereby you determine your vision and mission, you determine your audience, you create a name, you get a logo, yeah, and you prepare an elevator, brand elevator, and also you integrate your brand. So I learned much about branding.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we also talk about doing this. So thank you very much. So all those that have spoken, we learned so much, pitching, developing your brand, all what you all have said, very correct. So I know we sort of touched a bit about partnership in the last session, but we will be going deeper into the partnership, for your brand, for your businesses today. I'll be dealing with building and sustaining partnership for enterprises. Today we'll be having Kingsley Ime facilitating us. So I'll just be giving let me just share my screen and put up the profile and introduce him.
Your speaker is mute. I think you are mute. We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. So yes, so I was saying that please, I would like us to be open-minded, willing to learn, because we're going to learn so much from today's session, which would also contribute to us making informed decisions on if we are going to enroll for the basic Lead4Change or the advanced Lead4Change. So Kingsley is a success coach, an inspirational speaker, and a business development consultant. Is highly sought after inspirational speaker and an astute dynamic corporate trainer. He helps to guide and coach individuals that are afraid or confused on ways to start their own profitable businesses and achieve success in a life and career. He also helps business organizations to experience exponential growth in market penetration, customer traction, sales, and organizational performance. This it does to both individuals and organizations to maximize profits and success within a predictable time through coaching and consulting. He has been trained by the US Consulate to Nigeria on helping entrepreneurs start their own businesses. A graduate of business administration and management, a member of Young African Leader Network. He holds an advanced diploma in leadership and organizational management from Daystar Leadership Academy, an alumni of Faith Foundation, Business Training School for Entrepreneurs. He's a convener of the Achievers Conference, capacity building conference held in several states in Nigeria with thousands of participants. He is also the founder of Coach to Success, an online business support community that has helped train hundreds of entrepreneurs since inception. He is the CEO of Kingspire Resources, a business development consulting company. He has been featured in several radio stations on different business talk shows. For example, 95.9 Cool FM, 89.9 FM Garden City Radio, 97.7 Love FM, and so on. He has received numerous awards, including the following: Best Honorable Mention in the Economic and Finance Committee at the International Youth Diplomacy Conference under Model United Nations Simulation Conference, International Youth Award for Nation Building from Jeremy Pajot International Best Motivational Speaker, Diobo Transformer Award, and so on. He is a coach and a mentor to so many individuals in the society, and also been mentored by Joyce Daniels, Kenny Adibade, and Jamie Pajot. Please, can we just give reactions on the chat box, even as we welcome Kingsley Ime? You guys just give reactions on the chat box. You're very welcome, sir.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning from Nigeria.
Good morning.
Don't mind me, I'm always very energetic because I believe that energy is the power to live in, and we cannot afford but be excited about the things we're learning, the fact that we're alive, and we are the change that Africa is looking for. So I'm excited. I'm so happy. I'm going to the chat box right now. I want to see people that are making reactions because I love them also. Oh, fantastic, Sandra. Thank you. Yes, Wells, Bello, thank you. Innocent Anekan Abadie, thank you very much. Edward Osei, that should be my Edu Osei. Alpha now. Oh my God, Saidi Umar, thank you so much. I mean, 18 people here and I only got like 5. Oh my God, so let's do it more. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So yes, thank you. Let it keep coming. Thank you, Shola. Finally, good to see the face behind the mails and the voice calls.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
All right, so, okay, so give me instruction. What's the next step to do? And then I'm ready to roll.
You share your screen and go on.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, the accolades are pouring in. Shalom, thank you so much. Shalom, I met one Shalom yesterday where I went to do a training for, and she's very brilliant. So I'm sure you're a brilliant person as well. So guys, so what I wanted to ask is, I think I would just ask over my head like 3 questions. The things that were shared on my profile, I am not like other speakers that will say, that's not me, or I didn't know. I know, it's me. I own it, I receive it. It's me completely. I own them. There are even more. I'm an author also. My books have sold over 500 copies that have several testimonies. So I feel honored to be here. But I just want you to know that a few years ago, I was a clueless, confused young chap somewhere on the street of Nigeria, in the south side part of Nigeria, who lost his father at a tender age. This month makes it 21 years, my father passed on. I like saying that I was blessed not to have everything I'd ever wanted, because if I had had everything I wanted, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. My father is not a witch. My father is a loving man. I miss him every day. There's anybody that should be called patience, that's my father. There's anybody that should be called love, that's my father. But guess what? When my father passed on, life turned around for better for me, because circumstances place a demand on me to become a better me, to do things better. And I'm grateful for everything. So guys, for you to be alive, I like to say congratulations. Everything doesn't have to be completely how you want it to be. But I'm pretty sure if you look back in the last 1 year, you are not where you used to be, at least in the last 2 days, because Skill Outside School Foundation must have pumped a lot of knowledge into you that's made you much more better than you were a few days ago. So quickly, first questions first. Let me ask this question, and I want responses on the chat box. I'm going to the chat box. Whoa, amazing. People are still giving me welcome. Oh, thank you. Say your citation is inspiring. I know. Thank you, Bello. It's intentional, my brother. In Nigeria, we say you follow. It's intentional so that you would also have an open heart to listen to me. And I'll share my story when I share my screen. But quickly, let me go to the chat box. I'm going to ask on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Everyone on the chat box, let's go. Question number 1. How vast do you know, do you have knowledge about partnership in business? If it's a 1, it means you know little about partnership. If it's 5, you know it's average. If it's 10, you know a lot about partnership in business. So I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to be as quick as possible because I have a lot to share. I teach, and when I teach, I take a long time. So I want to run. So quickly, I'm seeing fantastic. Noel said 7. Sahid says 4. Fantastic. Chalachu says 2. Fantastic. I'm seeing that. Great. Oh, the response are pouring in. I love it. Man, I love this audience already. Fantastic. 6, 7, 4, 5. Great. So I have people who are knowledgeable about this. Now, the next question I want to ask. Thank you, Edward. I see you. Or say, you know, now my Bini person you be. All right. So the next question I want to ask, how many of us have partnership that we're running currently in our business? Before then, let's come back. Let me retrace that. How many of us, now we have knowledge about partnership, how many of us intend to go into partnership based on the business we're into? We feel, we think, we believe that we should go into partnership. I know you probably may not have all the knowledge about partnership as far as business is concerned, but however, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, 5 being average, how many of us intend to go into partnership? So if it's a 1, it means you are not really sure you want to go into partnership. If it's a 10, it means you really want to go into partnership. If it's a 5, well, you're in between. If it's a 7, of course you want to. Whoa, I'm seeing so many 10s already. Wow, fantastic. Oh my goodness, Shola, where did you bring these guys? I love you guys. I love the response. I love the energy. My goodness, this is beautiful. And the other persons that are saying, I will not respond. Kilo Shele, what's your problem now? Come on, join us. I like doing this because many times when I do trainings on a virtual call like this, people turn on their phones and you feel that they are on, but they are not on. They are doing something else. So when you ask them now to type, that's when you know the people that are following. So if you're not typing, I'm suspecting you. It's like you're taking tea. You're wondering, where is this guy coming from? Yes, that's how I do my training. Okay, so I'm waiting for you that have not made your own. So I'm asking the question, would you love to go into partnership? Do you think your business or your project that you're running right now is something you want to go into partnership? I want to see a 10, I want to see a 5, I want to see a 7 or a 2. All right, so finally, the last question. Do you already have a partner in your business? Are you already into partnership in your business? If you are already into partnership, type 1. If you are not in partnership, type 2. Again, I repeat the question. Are you already into partnership in your business? Type 1 if you already have a partner. If you don't, type 2. I want to know the number of people that are into partners, that have partners in their business already or in their project. I want to know people that don't have partners, so we can know how I channel the conversation. If I need to skip some slides, I skip them, you know. And Shola will be priming me. Shola, you have the authority to unmute your mic and let me know, give me heads up on the next break, I've been on the road back to back. Apologies, done training since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is the 4th one. Tomorrow I'm on the road again. So apologies. So guys, yes, I'm seeing the responses. Fantastic. Now, I hate to say this, but I'm seeing the usual suspect. Okay, Noel finally joined. Oh, Noel. Okay, what a new, I'm not seeing any other new name here. Oh, Esihel. Thank you. Esihel joins in the conversation. Thanking you. That's how I used to say thank you. All right, guys. So thank you so much. All right. So with this now, I am going to go to my slide and then share my screen. So, all right, so I'm going to share my slide. Sometimes this slide could play some pranks on me, but I got you this time around. You ain't gonna do anything. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you everyone for being part of this core. Thank you for following through from the day 1 of the class, day 2 of the class. I had Shalat giving a summary of the, what do they call it, the pitching that we talked about. I mean, if you know how to pitch your business, you are good to go anywhere. And I like putting it. If, for example, you meet with the richest man in Africa, Dangote, on the elevator, what can you say in 5 minutes? Okay, so all right, so something just happened right now. Okay, so guys, my document is not jumping on right now, so I'm going to do something very quickly. Shala's still going to talk about a recap of yesterday's session, and you give me 5 minutes, I'll be back. Is that okay, Shala? And Shala, is that okay? Because my document on my slide is, all right, so let me just quickly get that sorted.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, hello everyone. So before our facilitator gets back, let's, so the topic is building. Let's just sort of get into the topic for today. So the topic, like I was saying before, is building and sustaining partnership for businesses. So if you recall the last time we did something little on the model before Alima Ibrahim Abba came on. So we'll just do something on today's topic. So building and sustaining partnership for business. So when it comes to partnership, like we want people to buy into our ideas, sort of. So just to refresh our memory, like, get into the topic, I would like us to sort of think through, I would say skills, or think through ways we can make partners buy into our business. Like, what do you think are some of those criteria? Yes, let me use the criteria that you feel are very necessary to, when approaching a partner, for them to buy into our business and make it a fruitful one. So I'd like us to, raise up our hands. Let's volunteer to speak on that, so that we just get into the business for today. Or I would start picking. So is anybody going?
Okay, so quickly, I just thought of something. Why not you? Let me put it this way. So I like tailoring my teaching into what we're doing. So I know that there are a lot of fantastic projects that you're doing. So in 1 minute, we can all take turns and tell me the project that you are doing. That would help me as well. Is that fine, Shala?
Okay, that's perfect. So
right.
Okay, so who wants to go first? Let me just rephrase that. So the problems and the solutions, especially for the assessments one, we were asked to bring the problems and solutions we would like to implement, the final problems and solutions we would like to implement. So let's just bring that. Let's just go one after the other to just say the problem and the solution you would like to implement. So please, who is going first? Or I could just, okay, Cecilia, please just start this for us. Cecilia, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. So tell us about the problem you are solving for your social change project and the solution to the problem.
My social change solution problem is eradication of poverty, and I intend to do this through training of entrepreneurship to the young people in my area. I realize there's a lot of dropout of young people, especially women because of pregnancies, ladies because of pregnancies. And so because I have the skills of entrepreneurship, I'm a trainer of entrepreneurship, and I want to do it. That's why I want to do it. That is a solution, so that they are able to start their businesses. They're able to start their businesses, and because our government is giving grants, it's sometimes it's give grants to the young people. So if they have the skills, they can be able to make a business plan, and they apply and they get the grants, and now we will create wealth.
Thank you. So let's go to the next one quickly. Let's summarize it more so that more people can get to talk. Go on, next person.
Thank you very much, Cecilia. Michael Onoja, please, you could go next. Michael, are you there? Okay, please, Michael is not ready. Bello, please go next. Hi, Bello. Okay.
All right, thank you. Now, my project is all about training the public about the basic life support, because as it has been recommended by the WHO that this should be incorporated in secondary school curriculum, but it has not been effective in Nigeria. So, and this has led to rise in the deaths associated to some medical conditions like a road traffic accident, cardiac arrest, snake bite, and so on and so forth. So in order to reduce this death rate or the mortality rate, we are going to train the community members on how to carry out basic life support, because it has been the studies have shown that if the basic life support should be instituted as early as possible, there is likelihood of the person, surviving the victim surviving the condition. And that's all about the project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
Fantastic.
much. Okay, Chalachu, Walker, please could you go next? Chalachu. Okay, Chalachu is not ready. Please, Edward. Edward. Okay, Exil, please could you go next?
Good morning, everyone. Thank
Good
you so
morning.
much. I run a community-based NPC. We assist people to learn how to become ready to enter the job market. We run career expos as well. We have a clothing bank where if you do not have clothes to wear to an interview, you can wear those clothes. We also link up graduates with potential employers.
Okay, thank you very
It's
much.
beautiful. It's beautiful. Which country do you do that, please?
I am based in South Africa, sir.
Oh, fantastic. That's lovely. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Innocence, please could you go next? Innocence. Okay, Emanuela, please go next.
Hello.
Okay. Hi, Emanuela.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can. Hello, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Okay, thank you.
the problem. Okay. Yeah. The problem my business is trying to solve is plastic waste pollution. And we are doing that by converting the plastic into composite material that is used in construction, furniture, and in interior design.
Okay. All right. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of partnership that has to go, that can be done in the, what do they call it? In the different businesses that have been mentioned so far and projects that have been mentioned. Shola, because we are running against time, if I take it another 2 minutes and I don't get it, you have to share the slide from your end. Is that fine by you, Shola?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, so we'll just take 2 more people and then I work on my back end here. If it doesn't fly, we take it from your end. Thank God I sent it to you yesterday.
Yes. So Michael, I can see your mic is unmuted. Do you want to go next? Hi, Michael. Okay. Sandra, please, could you go next? Tell us about your project.
Okay, hello. My project is basically working with young girls around the age of 13 to 25, working with dropouts, those in schools and ladies in the church communities, basically going through creating a forum for them where we can talk about sex education, birth control pills, and other things that lure them into young teenage pregnancy.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that part of dropout because a lot is going on because of people who drop out. I mean, I almost dropped out of school, so I kind of understand that. And sex education, unfortunately, our parents didn't teach us sex education. So some of us are finding it difficult to know how to teach the younger generation on sex education. So that's fantastic. All right. So let's have the next person. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, finally my screen is up. Can anybody see my screen?
Okay. Yes, we can.
Yes.
Oh, people say that I am the younger brother to Obama, so yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Don't mind me. I can be so funny sometimes. All right, guys. So I think it's good. I love the fact that I get all those responses, so it helps our conversation today. I'd like to know if you're not in Nigeria, you are in another country, can you just type your country in the comment section? So I have a few way of tailoring the conversation around your country and your project. But then just okay, I'm seeing South Africa, I'm seeing Ghana. Which other country do we have? I'm seeing Kenya. Fantastic. Ghana, Akwaba. You know, Ghanaians, when I came, you guys gave me a name. You said my new name is Kwame. It's all right. So do we have Kenya on the, okay, there's Kenya. Do I have a friend in Kenya? Today, okay, Cecilia, you're gonna be my friend from Kenya. From today henceforth, you're gonna be my Kenyan friend. I should be in Kigali, Rwanda, somehow later part of the year. Trusting God for that. My South African friend, I have one Neliswa from South Africa too. So, all right, that's great. So the rest of us, our brothers and sisters, Umunna and all my guys, we're all Nigerians, and we're proud to be Nigerians because, I mean, if we can be doing what we're doing at the level of the country that we're in, imagine what will happen if things get much better, which I'm very optimistic it will get better. All right, let's go to the topic for today. I find it always exciting working with Skill Outside School Foundation. I've had to do some projects with them. Last year, we did a fantastic project for farmers in an interior part of the country, and the impact was overwhelming. The conversation was extremely interesting. And thinking and knowing that you see young people, you see advanced people who are at the edge of your grandma, your grandpa, and sometimes your parents' age, sometimes your elder brothers, come back to thank you and thank the foundation for the training that has helped them improve in their project as per farming. It gives me so much sense of fulfillment. So when Shola took the baton, we did our conversation back and forth, but I'm saying it openly to her. I had already made up my mind from the beginning that I was going to be a part of the project. So yes, I just wanted to make sure that we had the things right. So my name is Kingsley May, like you guys have rightly seen. Today, we're talking about building and sustaining partnership for solutions, for business solutions or for project solutions. Oh, okay. So you want me to turn on my video too? Oh, all right. Okay, guys. All right. So I hope you guys can see my face as well. All right, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the message. Okay, so who am I and why should you listen to me? So my name is Kingsley Ime. I'm a success coach. I'm a business development consultant. I'm an inspirational speaker, and as well as the CEO of Kingspire Resources. From my bio, you would already have known that Kingspire Resources is a consulting firm, and that suffices for that. I'm also an author. So what do I do? I offer business development and support services. My organization, that's what we offer, business development. So you have a project. I'm more big on social enterprise than just an NGO. Not that it is bad to run an NGO, but in Africa, if we don't have a constant supply of funds for our NGO, most of our projects are going to suffer. If you agree with me, say yes on the comment section. But I know you would agree with me. So therefore, if we're able to turn our NGOs into social enterprise, it will be much better. What is a social enterprise and what's the difference? A social enterprise is doing the same projects of impacting your community, solving problems, but attaching a business to it that creates profit for the sustainability of the organization. So, so we do that. I can help increase sales and overall productivity of your organization within a predictable time. I've done that in fact, this week I've been doing trainings to different organizations across different cities in Nigeria, back to back. I can coach you on how you can profit from your gift and passion, show you how to make multiple streams of income from it and build enterprise. Then of course, I can inspire your team organization for better performance. So that's what I do. And of course, the same thing that was said on my bio is what I'm showing you. So it's like me showing you a pictorial representation. So except Shola, every other person should mute their mic, except Shola.
Shola is not speaking. Please mute your mic. Thank you.
So Shola is free to unmute her mic. Every other person, mute your mic. Thank you very much. All right. So that's me with the U.S. Secretary to the U.S. Consulate as of 2016, I think so. All right. And then, of course, those are my awards. I mean, every year now, there are several awards from reputable organizations recognizing the work I do and the effort I put. Who knows? Maybe Skill Outside Foundation will call me one day. Skill Outside School Foundation will call me soon and say, come on, we want to recognize you with an award. Anyways, that's on that. But it's good to receive awards. Don't look down on awards and celebrate those who receive it, because it has a way of stamping credibility to your work, making you know that people are recognizing what you do. I'm a trainer and a speaker across different platforms. On the extreme left at the bottom corner is me as a panelist on the biggest tech conference in the whole of South Nigeria. It's called Startup South. On the extreme right is me speaking on World Speech Day. On the extreme left at the top is me doing training. And on the extreme right at the top is me doing, of course, training as well for NGOs and enterprise. So that's that. I am a regular guest on radio and on TV. The left picture is the one for the TV. The right is for the one for the radio, and several of them. So just the same thing that was in there. So let's get down to business. Okay, so I'm just quickly on the comment section now. Fantastic. So a lot of you agree with me immensely. Why? Because we are still not, Africa is not yet, has not gotten to that level. Before I continue, Shola, my session is not recorded. I hope it is. If it is not, could you just do that? All right, so now back to our, all right, fantastic. Okay, Miracle Emmanuel, so thank you for joining. Thank you. Tiptoe into the class quietly. All right, you're welcome. So like I was saying, Africa is growing, but we've not gotten to that level where giving for charity work becomes a culture, becomes a norm. In here, people who give for charity and NGOs, they want to call for press conference, but in a developed climate, they give millions of dollars, except the news bloggers and the rest speak it. They don't even call for press conference. So it's important we think of social enterprising. So look at how do you enterprise? So you are teaching young girls sex education. You're teaching them, saving them from what do they call it? From pills that are harmful to them, but they are taking it to prevent having children, right? How do you monetize that such that in the process of creating same impact you're creating, it is generating income to sustain the work? So that's what I just wanted to feel. Thank you. Shola earlier said we should have an open mind, and I want to encourage you to do that. Okay, so the objective of the training is one, to give you a framework and guideline, as well as tools that you need to form a successful partnership. So framework, guideline, and tools needed to form a successful partnership. By the end of this session, you should be able to have known the framework, you should be able to have gotten the guidelines and the tools that will help you have a successful partnership, right? Then you should also, by the end of this conversation, know how to discover suitable partners and sustain partnership. Suitable partners and sustain partnership. Not everybody is suitable for your partnership project. Many people can be your friend. Not every of your friend can be your partner. That is why you can have lots of girlfriends and boyfriends, but you cannot have lots of husbands and wife at the same time. You've got to pick one that is suitable for what you do, who you are, where you are going to. I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. Then the third objective is to help you identify the resources, stakeholders, and partners needed to implement the solutions you're working with. And then, of course, help you map out potential partners for specific required purpose, and then sustain relationship with potential partners. That's my belief, that at the end of this conversation, you should have been able to arm yourself with these tools. Even if you cannot arm yourself with all of them, for all my friends from Ghana, from South Africa, from Hawaii, and all the rest, you should be able to at least, and of course, my mother base, Nigeria, you should be able to pick 2, 3 and say, this one, I will specialize on it, and that's going to work for me. Write this down. I didn't put it in my slide. Write it down. I'm sure you're writing, or if you're not writing, I will come to your class now like a lecturer. All right, so I'm sure you're writing down something. So write down this book. Everybody today, place an order for it. Go on Amazon and order a copy. Order a hard copy. And also, if you can't download the audiobook, do that. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Shola can help me type it on the comment section there. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie is spelled D-A-L-E. Carnegie is spelled C. Oh, you have one. Fantastic. Carnegie. That book, I'm a Christian, so that book is my most important book after the Bible. That book literally changed my business relationship, because if you have people skill, you are good to go. You would never be struggling in any project you're into. So if you are a business person, you should learn people skills. So that on the side. Let me share a story of how I hosted my first successful conference through partnership. So when I started out as an inspirational speaker, one of the quotes that Les Brown gave that has still and is still impacting my life to today says, he said, the people who make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want. And if they cannot find it, they create one. The people that make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want. And if they cannot find it, they create one. So I wanted to become an inspirational speaker, but nobody gave me the platform. Of course, nobody knew me. I was so much of a rookie, and you don't want to soil the platform you've taken years to build over giving a rookie a chance to speak, and it came and spoil your event. So everybody was slamming the door against me. I go to this place, nobody was listening to me. I didn't have any name. Nobody knew where I was coming from. I mean, it was pretty tough, just like some of you here. No, we don't share soft copy, innocent. If it is not authorized by the author, don't, even if somebody sends you a free soft copy of any book, as a man of integrity and ethics in business, do not accept free copy or PDF of anybody's book until you confirm that it is being given out for free, because that's someone's hard-earned work. So you buy it, don't look for free copies. You could go online and look for how to buy the e-copy if you want it. All right? All right. Thank you for taking that in. Okay, so now, when I wanted to speak, I had no platform. In summary, I wanted to host my first conference. When I put the cost of putting the event together, and it was supposed to be a free event, when I put the cost of it together, I didn't have all that money to be able to make that happen. I didn't have the money to make that happen. So I thought of it again. I said, okay, why don't I go to churches, because I'm a church person? Why don't I go to churches and do that? I went to churches and I met a lot of pastors. When I met those pastors, they slammed the door against me. And no offense to pastors, because I mean, every church has their own doctrine and value system. So they don't know where I'm coming from. They are not sure if they will give me their platform and I will come speak some gibberish stuff and scatter whatever they built over the years. And so I kept thinking, how else can I make this happen? An idea came to me. He said, it's difficult to get into the church as a whole, but you can get into their youth platform. So I went to the youth president. We've learned about pitching. I pitched the conference to the youth president and he bought into it. So we became partners. And so how did I do it? I went to the youth president. I said, sir, I know you have young people and your dream as a president is to empower your youth in your organization and in your church to be armed with the necessary skills that can help them succeed in business, pass interviews and get jobs, and of course, gain promotions. I have some resource persons as my mentors and friends who I can bring and we can put up an event in this church. These are people that ordinarily you cannot be able to bring them because they cost thousands of naira, hundreds of thousands of naira to speak and to train. You see, I was pitching my business today to him, but I was showing him the benefit of why he should buy into it. I wasn't teaching him about the features. Emphasis for me was on the benefit and how impactful it would be. He bought into it. So guess what? It now became the Achievers Conference. I am the convener, but he is the host. I am the convener, but the pastor is the host. So I'll put my picture on the flyer, put the picture of the pastor, put the picture of the youth president and the guest speakers. That was how I started the Achievers Conference. So when I hosted it in the first church, I went to the next church that I was going to do the same thing and invited their youth president to be a part of this and their youth leaders to be a part of this one already in this church. So they experienced it firsthand. When we were done, I told them, I want to do the same thing that we did here in your church. That was, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I started my career as a public speaker from 2013. And I have been speaking across different platforms. This is just a little of the many conferences we've hosted at different venues, different places, and different conferences. So guys, that is the power of partnership. Knowing how to connect with people to help expand the project, achieve the aim and the objective of the project is key. And that is why, as amazing social impact and change makers that we all are, it's important that we learn the power of partnership and know how to go about it, all right? Let me start by statistics. Statistics says that according to Business Performance Innovation Network, 57% of business organizations, as well as other organizations, use partnership to acquire new customers. So if you are the one that is directly into business proper, of course, I know that many of your projects, I'm seeing it from a business developer point of view. They are all businesses. It's just your ability to sit with a coach to help you show the business part of it, right? So 57% of business organizations use partnership to acquire new customers. In other words, if I paraphrase that, 57% of organizations use partnership to do what? To acquire wider reach, right? Wider reach. 44% of organizations form alliance to get new ideas. Of course, alliance is the same thing as partnership, right? New ideas, new insights, and new innovation. So lots of organizations know and have seen the power of partnership. All right, seen the power of partnership. Now let's dive a bit more deeper. But before I do that, in one word, what would you describe as partnership? Let me go to the comment section right now. In one word, and I want everyone to participate. If you're not participating, I'm going to suspect you. All right, so I want everyone to participate. In one word, what does partnership mean to you? Or maybe one or two words, right? Don't worry about dictionary definition. I want your own personal understanding. Guys, I'm at the comment section waiting. Partnership, what does it mean to you before we go deeper? I'm not getting the chats. Where are my people? Okay, all right. So what does partnership mean to you? I know that someone has already got a partner already. So what does partnership? Alliance, fantastic. Alliance from Shala, thank you very much. Joint venture, amazing. Aniekan, thank you. Thank you, joint venture, right? Cooperation, to cooperate, fantastic, Cecilia. Thank you so much for that. All right, so I think I'm just gonna run as you're pouring that in. Now there's a quote, a powerful quote from Helen Keller. Helen Keller is an amazing woman that was blind. Collaboration, Simon. Thank you very much, Simeon. Thank you, Simon. Collaboration. So Helen Keller is a blind but a successful author who inspired a lot of people. She said that alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much, which means that there's so much you have done alone. If you have the right collaboration, alliance, you see, I'm using the words that you guys brought now. Alliance, collaboration, cooperation, joint venture, you can do so much. And that's why the Holy Book says 1 will chase 1,000 and 2 will chase 10,000. It didn't say 2 will chase 2,000. So 2 will chase 10,000. Now, the next quote, which I love so much, is from Ryonosuke. He's an amazing guy. He says, individually, we are one drop, but together we are an ocean. You can imagine that individually, we are one drop, but together we are an ocean. So what is building sustainable partnership for solutions about? Let me paraphrase it. Once you hear the word, the long grammar you just saw there, building sustainable partnership for solutions, it simply means it's all about developing and managing strategic relationship for business and organizational growth. Please help me put /organizational growth in your notes, right? So partnership is all about strategically developing and managing, emphasis on developing and then on managing. Developing and managing strategic relationship for business and organizational growth, as well as /organizational growth for success. I could also say that business building partnership is also to be summarized as building relationship as it relates to your business for the purpose of growth and profit. Please let these definitions let it open your thinking. Remember, Shola said, what we're learning will help us become informed. And when we are informed, we make informed decisions. Those who make informed decisions usually make decisions better than those who just make decisions. So when you understand that it's important to have partnership where need be, then you will realize that the essence of the partnership is to do what is for the purpose of the growth of the organization and the profit of the organization. If these two things or one of these two things are not being done, then that partnership is not necessary. You can quote me anywhere. If any kind of organizational partnership does not lead to growth of your organization and profiting of your organization, then there is no need for such partnership. It's not. I would likely want to say it's a waste of time, but I wouldn't want to go to that extreme. So let every partnership you're into be targeted at helping your organization grow, as well as you gaining profit from your organization. All right. Now let's look at the definitions of partnership. What does partnership mean proper? According to investopedia.com, it says partnership is a formal agreement by two or more parties to manage and operate a business and share profits. Partnership is a formal agreement by two or more parties to manage, right? To manage and operate a business or an organization and share profits. So Kingspire Resources and myself, Kingsley, we are in partnership with Skill Outside School Foundation, right? For the purpose of what? Managing and growing profits. Now, the profit in what I and the organization, my organization and Skill Outside School Foundation is looking at is you, the participants, growing. When you grow, that's the profit we're actually looking for. Is that all right? That's the profit we're actually looking for. Then number two, which is my own personal definition for partnership. And of course, it's in my book. It's in my book, I think about the second chapter of my book, where I talked about how to start properly how to start your own business. And one of the ways that you can start a business or an organization is through partnership. So I coined this definition from my book. I said partnership is the coming together of two or more parties to carry out a venture with the intent of achieving a common goal, bearing in mind their personal interest. Every partner has a personal interest. I have my personal interest. My organization, Kingspire Resources, we have our personal interest. Skill Outside School Foundation has their personal interest. But we came together to achieve a common goal, bearing in mind our personal interest. So if you're going into partnership, you cannot afford to go into partnership blindfolded. When I mean blindfolded, not thinking about or envisaging what would be the personal interest of my other partner. There is always a personal interest. And the earlier you know about it, the earlier you are able to work your way around it, the better for you. All right? I'm sure that we're following, okay? All right, so the next one here, let's look at some examples of successful partners. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded Apple in 1976. So Apple that you're seeing, of course, I'm not saying the apple fruits that you eat. I'm saying the Apple incorporated, I think so, or incorporation. Apple as a company, the producers of iPhone, iPod, iPad, which other I again? MacBook, right? So it was the coming together of two gentlemen, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Jobs has passed on to glory, but Steve Wozniak is still around running the organization. And Apple is among the top 3 most valuable company on planet Earth today. So it was the coming together of two young men as partners. They both were friends. They both had their expertise in different areas, and they were able to run their business with that partnership. Number two is your normal Google. Larry Page and Sergey Brin. It shocks me that a lot of young people don't even know the founders of Google. Maybe because they don't use Google a lot. They only go to Google once in a while, but they spend more time on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You should do a lot with Google, because with Google, you can be anywhere and everywhere you want to be and achieve whatever you want to achieve, because it's an Amazon of place where you ask questions, right? So all right, guys, so I'm back. All right, so in 1998, that was when Google was founded. Then, of course, I wouldn't keep sharing about organizations in Africa. Let's come to Nigeria. Sunday Egede and David Ojei founded Prince Ebano Supermarket. Is a store, is a grocery store, right? Not only groceries, it's a big mall like ShopRite. They founded it in Nigeria, and they have branches, chains of stores across different part of the country. These were two young individuals who came together to found the shop. The first one, Sunday Egede, was already running it, but from the research that I did, he confessed during the interview that when they came into partnership, for almost 10 years he's been in business. Before partnership, when they became partners, 3 years after, what he achieved, he covered what he was able to achieve in the past 10 years. That's to show you the power of partnership. I want to know at this point in time if it's making sense. Is it making sense? If it's making sense, let me know in the comment section. Is it making sense so far? Let me know in the comment section. Is it making sense so far? Let me know in the comment section. I want to be sure that you are following. Making sense. Just type making sense, MS or yes, making sense. Sure it is. Oh, thank you, Innocent. Yes, who else is following? Thank you, thank you. I want to know, because we've got 20 people here and we have less than 10 people participating on the chat box. There's got to be people participating. We want to be sure. Making sense. Awesome, making sense. Oh, thank you, thank you. Fantastic. All right, so let's get back to it. All right, thank you. Now let's look at types of partnership. Let's look at types of partnership. Now, it's important you pay attention, because your project, the kind of partner you are going to go into, or partnership, the type of partnership you adopt will be somehow influenced by the kind of project you are into. I repeat that the type of partnership you will adopt will be defined by the kind of business you are running. Let's go into it. The first type of partnership is general partnership. In general partnership, it's got to do with assets of both partners goes in situation of loss. So general partnership means that, remember, we have in Nigeria, we have, okay, not only in Nigeria, we have different types of businesses. We have the sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is an organization where you are the only one that is running, calling the shots. You're the only one doing everything. It's just you, yourself, and I, and you. But limited liability companies, which is a proper company, is that which has shareholders, right? What that means is that if the business profits, everybody profits. If the business crashes, everybody loses assets. So the first type of partnership is general partnership. If for whatever reason today, Google crashes today as a company, what's his name? Let's go back to, I'll be sure their names. Larry and Sergey both will lose their assets, because that's the kind of partnership they are into. They are into general partnership, which means the general partnership is the type where we say we're in and we're in for all. Is all of us in the boat together. If we sink, we're sinking together. If we thrive together. So look at your project. Look at the business you are into. Look at what you're doing or intend to do. Do you think adopting this kind of partnership is going to work for you? It will work for you if, which I'm going to share as we continue. Thank you. I'm seeing the comment section. In case you just joined, we were asking if it is making sense. You should say it in the comment section. Ifeoluwa, I love that name. Thank you for joining. Bello, thank you. There's some people that have not seen their name on the chat box. I want to see your name there too. All right, so number two, type of partnership is limited partnership. Limited partnership. Limited partnership is a situation where the partner invests in the venture only on the basis of getting return on investment. The partner invests in the venture only on the basis of getting return on investment. Now, as project people, you should understand what we call ROI. In case you see ROI, it's the same thing as return on investment. So you're going into a conversation with a business person and he says, okay, so what's the ROI? Don't be saying, what do you mean by, no. ROI means return on investment. So the second type of partners are those who invest in your project, in your business, and they want to return on investment. Some of the NGO projects you are running today, if you turn it into a social enterprise, I bet you are going to get, you may likely get partnership faster, because when they see the profits, structure that you put in place, how they can profit and still you can still run the business, their chances are that they will likely definitely want to put their money into it. So those kind of people are business people. So they want to invest and then calculate their investments and the way to get their return. So they likely are not actively participating in the project. These kind of partners, most likely, I'm not saying all of them, but most likely do not have direct or a lot of engagement in the project. They just invest, and based on the conversation and the contracts of agreement, they ask you for return on investment, and at the appropriate time, you have to give them their return on investment. Then the third type of partnership is limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership. In limited liability partnership, in this case, in a case of loss, one person's asset goes. So the first one is general partnership, where if the company crashes, if the business goes south, by that I mean if the business goes down, both parties will lose their asset. Of course, asset there is money, time, effort, energy, resources, and all the rest of them, right? But in limited, they are not directly involved in the conversation. All they do is invest their money and you do the job and they get their return on investment. Somehow under limited liability partner, it could fall under general and it could fall under limited. Let me explain that to you again. Under limited partnership, people invest based on your conversation and negotiation. They can decide to say, okay, what if the business doesn't work? We will all lose. If they agree, fine, but they are under limited liability, limited partners, because they are not on the day-to-day runnings of the organization or participating in the project. They just put in their money. While in that same category, they could say no, whether the business crashes or not, I want a guarantee that I will get my money. So it's based on you, the project coordinator, it's based on you, the founder of the organization, who have seen the project you're into and you are so sure that it will not fail, or if it does fail, you have somewhere to recoup and pay back. So this last one is limited liability partnership. In this case, only one party loses if the business goes down. Example, professionals like lawyers. If a lawyer is working with your company, he's a partner. As a partner, if the business profits, you share the profit based on your agreement, either 50-40 or 60-30 or whatever the case may be, right? And then they take their own profits. But if the business crashes, they walk away because they don't have anything to lose. I take another example. When you go to meet a lawyer for litigation, you have a case in the court. You pay the lawyer, and then some lawyers, because of their fee, you pay them some substantial amount, and they still go into agreement with you and say, you know what, let's fight this case. Maybe you have a case that you're suing a company for, say, $100 million. So they say, okay, you know what, my bill for this case is $10 million. But since you don't have $10 million to give me $2 million, we fight the case. If we win the case, you will give me an additional $10 million from the case. If we lose, no problem. You see, at such a situation now, what happens is that the lawyer has already taken his first fee. Of course, he's going to do a lot of research and a lot of lobbying and all the rest. That's what they do, right? But he has his asset protected. You or the other persons, when the business goes south, loses the assets, right? Does that make sense? Doctors, the same thing. A doctor is working in a hospital. He's part of the partners in the hospital, even though he's a staff. If crisis happens today and they want to hold the owner of the hospital, he may likely walk away. All right. So that's an example. Architects, there's a lot more. So on your own, you can also do research on this. What we're trying to do here is to open your eyes and to see the essence and the ways to go about growing partnership. We have bad partnership that has ruined businesses. We also have good partnership that has made businesses profit, flourish, and succeed. While I'm teaching, if you have a question, please write it down. Don't put it in your head. Write it on a sheet of paper down so that you can, or post it on the comment section. Even if I don't attend to it immediately, we'll attend to it so you don't forget. Now let's go to framework and guidelines and tools. Framework/guidelines and tools needed to form a successful partnership. How do you form successful partnership? Pay attention, people. And these are the guidelines. You form your guidelines for forming partnership by asking and answering questions. It is the questions that will guide you to formulate the guidelines to your questions. Again, in my book, I extensively talked about it in my book. So number one question you must ask as a framework, please, if you can, write this down. I'm sure, I don't know if the organization is going to share the slide, but it's an intellectual property anyway. So take note of the questions. We're not sure you're going to get the slide. So take these questions down from this guideline, because this very session now, when we say guideline and framework, it's more like creating a policy. Policies in organizations are not adopted. They are done by asking questions or formulating questions that would guide to you making some certain kind of decisions. And if anything falls outside these formulated questions, you tend to not go for the essence of protecting your organization. So question number one in formulating your framework is, do I really need partnership for my business now? Any fast typer can type. Just again, so I can use your business as an example. Just type the name of the project you are into. I know you said it already, but just if you type it, if I go to the comment section, I can use yours. So I think somebody made mention of dropout as a project. You are doing a dropout as a project where you are looking at people who are dropping out of school and sex education. Now, the question I'm asking you, from this your project, do you think you need partnership? That's the first question. You don't jump on partnership because you heard that your colleague and your friend or somebody you watched on YouTube or Facebook talked about how powerful partnership helps the person's business to grow. Then you jump on it. No, you must answer and ask yourself those questions. Where are my Ghanaian friends? Tell me your project you are into and the solution. Just in one sentence on the comment section so I can use yours as an example too. So in guiding your framework, of course, South Africa and the rest are Nigerians as well. Your business goals is important. Can you execute the project comfortably without external support? So remember, we have mentioned types of partnership. We're still going to kind of partnership. We have kinds. What we did was type of partnership. We're still going to mention the kind of partnership because the project also influences the kind of partnership you adopt. All right. But the question I'm asking you to ask yourself and write it down. Do I really need partnership for my business right now? Do we really need partnership for this, our project right now? Do we really need it? What is the aim of the objective? What is the goal that we intend to achieve by the end of execution of this project? Do we really need, okay, solving plastic waste pollution and recycling? Great. So recycling is your project. Now the question is, do we really need partnership for this? That's how you go about it. Can we execute this project without any form of external support? I say it again. If you can execute your project without external support, I would advise that you execute your project without external support. And if you want to add external support or partnership, it should be to your advantage because some partnership can become troublesome at some point. All right. Not all partnership turns out well, but most do turn out well anyway. All right. Number two question that can help you create a framework for forming partnership is, what area of my business/organization do I need partnership? Sorry, I wrote business a lot because I'm a business consultant, but you can do /organization in case yours is not purely business. All right. What area of my organization, what area of my business What area of my project do I need partnership? It's very important you do that. Don't, because somebody decided to be a partner with you on a project, you want to dump everything on them. No. If they manage to go through with that project with you, they will run for their life. Next time you call them, they dodge your calls. They don't take your calls, right? Because the last time they went into partnership with you, they saw hell. So look at it specifically. What areas do we need partnership in this project? In our recycling project, I've only seen one person drop it, so I'm going to use your own. If others send, I'm going to use theirs as well. So ask yourself, Noel, I need you to ask yourself, in this recycling project that we're into, in waste composition management that we are trying to construct, maybe the dam or something, what area exactly do we need partnership? Is it money that we need for the partnership? Or is it equipment that we need for the partnership? Or is it personnel that we need who have expertise in carrying out this project that we need for partnership? You need to be able to answer these questions. Who else has a project? Where are my people? Who else has a project? I want to use your projects so you can sink in well for you. Type it on the comment section there so I can use it. If it's a business, type it as well. I know you've mentioned it, a few persons mentioned, but I'm not catching it. I'm trying to remember it over my head now. So that's the second question. The third question that can help you create your framework and guideline is, what's the objective and goal of the partnership? What is the objective of this partnership? What is the goal of this partnership? Is it a kind of partnership? It should be clearly stated from the start of the partnership. Is it a kind of partnership where we are calling on partners to help execute a conference? So I heard someone talked about entrepreneurship, about teaching young people about entrepreneurship. Okay. Okay, so I heard somebody talked about your entrepreneurship project. So maybe like me, my own was capacity building project. So you could, from my story, you could realize that after I finished executing that seminar in that church, I really didn't have a lot of business more to do with that president anymore. The only thing I now started doing was maintaining the relationship, servicing the relationship. Many people they do transactional relationship, which is terrible in business. Don't do transactional relationship. Transaction means we only talk, we only relate, we only do business when it has to do with, we only talk when we're doing business. When we're done doing business, we ought to attend to Israel. Nobody checks on each other. Nobody knows. No. Try as much as possible to go beyond that type. I want to be sure that everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, type yes, I can hear you, because I'm not seeing response on that. Okay, Green Echo Works, solving plastic. Okay, that was Noel already. I used Noel. All right, so I'm sure you're following and you can hear me. All right, so great. The fourth one, Miracle, what's your project? What's your business? Yes, thank you. I see here, what is your project? What is your project? That's what we're asking. Type it on the comment on the chat box there so we can use it too. I want to use it. I like being relative and practical in my teaching. That's the only essence why I'm asking for your project. Don't give me long sentence, just summarize it. The project, the solution you're trying to provide, so I can use that. So the third one is, what is the goal? So my goal was to impact the young people of that very church. While I'm doing that, guess what's going to happen to me? People will now know me as someone who is a good speaker. The people I'm inviting to speak, to be my mentors that I'm inviting, will also see me as someone who has built capacity. Why? To the youth president, his goal is to ensure that his people are empowered with adequate knowledge. They have developed capacity to starting and running their business. They are developing capacity to know how to market their business. They're developing capacity to know what it takes to go through an interview successfully. You see, so we are not doing a win-win basis. Why he's gaining from the conference in impacting his people, I'm gaining from the conference of building my capacity as a public speaker and my ability to organize events. So you could see how a clear definition of the objective was able to help me decipher who I need exactly as a partner. So you must be able to clearly itemize that. All right, so let me check the comment section, if the chat box, if there's okay, unemployment of youth to become employable. He said, fantastic, that's beautiful. Now, that's a project you are into. Part of the partners you may need are consulting firms. You may need consultants, business consultants like myself and some other people, where on basis on conversation or partnership, we could put hands together and create the project. So you need to also analyze the project. Does doing a one-off capacity building conference really create the needed impact you want to do in helping these unemployed people become employed? Or is there a way you need to add skill set training as well as mindset and entrepreneurship skills training into the conference? Is there a way you could create some sort of mentorship program so they don't just attend one day and their power, their motivation is high up to heavens, and 2 days after, challenges come knocking at the door and it diffuses their energy and they give up and they go back to the streets to begging? How do you create a sustainable system or project that will bring the lasting impact of the solution you're looking for? These are the kind of questions that when you sit with your partner, the right partner, and brainstorm, brings out the solution. Hope this is making sense to us. The fourth one is, what kind/type of partnership are you looking at? All right. I told you the first one we talked about was the type. The second one was the kind. So in the framework and the guideline to going into partnership, these 4 cardinal questions must be answered. Number 1, I said, do you really need a partner? Can you execute this project completely without external support? Or do you need a partner? That's the first question. If you say yes, if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, if you say 10 or a 9 or an 8, you know what to do. The second one now is, because it will not help you decide. The second one is, what area of my project or business specifically? You don't have to go and bring someone to come and help mount the projector and work on the slide. When you have somebody in-house who is perfect in doing that, that will be duplication of duties. And guess what's going to happen? When you have duplication, when you have 2 people doing the same thing that one person can do, it's going to create confusion. And if time is not taken, there will be friction in the project, right? So you want to be definite about the areas you want. Then I said something about what area of partnership. Then I said the third one, what's the objective of the partnership? What is the objective? Now you want to clearly define what is the win for the person, what is the win for me? What kind of type of partnership do you want to go? Is it a long-term partnership or a short-term? Larry Page and Sergey Brin are long-term partnership. Steve Jobs and Wozniak is a long-term partnership. Some of you don't know, Microsoft started as partnership, but one of the partners passed on. But before he passed on, he finally left the partnership. They broke out and he left the organization as a partner. I don't know if he still had shares. I'm sure he still had shares, but he was no longer at the helm of affairs. So you want to define your partnership style, your kind of partnership. Sometimes when you start the partnership journey, it could be you were doing it for the short term, right? But over time, you now realize that you can do it for the long term. It's important that we note this questions down. Having done that, now let's go into how to map potential partners for specific required purpose. Having done that, before I go on, let me ask so that I know that we are following. Please, I like to see people respond on the chat box. Which kind of partnership do you, from our conversation so far, which kind of partnership are you going to adopt? Which kind or type of partnership do you need for your project from the conversation so far? I'm at the chat box now waiting for you for response. Okay, events, a marketplace, connect local sellers to global buyers. Fantastic. So you're going to need someone who is into tech as partners, probably create an e-commerce platform for you. You're going to need someone who's expert in digital marketing, either to be a partner or be a staff. So you can see that. Michael Onoja, thank you. I'm sure that's my Nigerian brother as well. All right, so I'm at the comment section. I don't want to just talk. I want to know you're following. I don't want you to just tell me yes. I want to be sure how you're following by the response you're giving me. I've talked about types of partnership. I've talked about the type of partnership, which is general partnership, limited partnership, and limited liability partnership. Which of this type of partnership, based on your knowledge now, do you think is suitable for that project you are into? Chat section, I'm waiting. Then I've also talked about the frame and the guideline that can help you. So I'm waiting now before I go into mapping your potential partners. Yes. Okay, is somebody raising a hand? Somebody's raising a hand. I would love to. Yes. Or is it that some of us are having challenge with typing, or you want to use your mic? If you could do that.
I can see some responses. I think Sandra said general partnership.
Okay. Oh, that means I'm not saying it from my end. General partnership. Okay. Sandra, fantastic. General partnership. Sandra, yes. Who's next? What type of partnership do you need for your project?
Excel also says general partnership.
General partnership have elements of limited liability partnership in it. True. Yes, it has elements of limited partnership. Fantastic. Yes. Yes. We need to get at least up to 10 responses because the whole essence of my teaching all the time is to see that you are following. If you aren't following, then I'm wasting your time and my time, and we're not going to waste our time because time is money. All right. General partnership. Great. Michael, general partnership. Yes. General partnership. Fantastic. Limited liability partnership. Thank you, Edward. Thank you. You see, because we are learning now, we're not all jumping into one bandwagon. Fantastic. I love it. Make sure that you are clear about the kind of partnership you want to go into. So it helps you to limited liability. You know, there are some projects you are into. You don't really need the individuals to be a part of it. You just need them to put in the money so you can run it, because if they come into it, they will slow you down. When you have partners, okay, we'll go into how to maintain and sustain partnership. That's where you will know that there's a lot of work to be done in partnership. So some people kind of don't want that back and forth thing. They just want to be able to make decisions and take the whole risk themselves. Yes, Frederick says, general partnership. Who will help me to expand my business? Yes, in expanding your business, remember, you need to look at the area. I get these kind of questions a lot. I want to expand my business. I ask, in what area? Do you want to expand your product line? Do you want to expand your profit margin? Do you want to expand your market domination or your market share? You want to take a larger share of the market? So these are some of the ways we are specific. So when you know, I want to expand my product line, now you need a product developer, or you need someone who's experienced in the line of product you're doing. Can I employ the person, or do we go into partnership? What will I offer the person to make the person want to go into partnership with me? You see how this is powerful. So my project is to form a cooperative society with the aim of reducing post-harvest losses. Fantastic. Empowering and encouraging the youth through agriculture, educating. So Miracle, thank you. So which of the partnership do you think you would need for this project to work? I can already have a few persons over my head who are doing exactly what you want to do. You may not get them as partners, but you can pay for a coaching session with them, and they will take you through and also be there to mentor you when it be. It's very powerful you do that, so you don't get your hands burnt. Cooperative society is sweet, but it can be so dangerous if you're not careful. The laws can bite you and bite you so hard, and you will wish you never went into it, right? So you need to be sure. If you're doing anything agriculture, insurance is important. You must insure, because you don't know what crops issue might come up, flood and all the rest. So Frederick says, I want to expand market. Oh, okay, say same Frederick. I love the conversations of in what area a business should be expanded. I took it for granted before the expansion was merely finding avenues to generate more revenue only. Good. I love that. Good. I love that. Thank you. I love that. Specific area. It's important you do that. It's important you do that. Somebody was talking about connecting local buyers with local sellers with global buyers. Of course, tech is going to have to bridge that gap. And even the tech, there are different tech you need to use. Do you want to go into e-commerce platform? Do you want to do do you want to develop an app, right? So people can just go on Apple Store or Google Store and download the app and then transact. Even the cooperative that you want to go into, do you want to use what do I call it? You want to use tech enabling devices as a leverager or that. So you have to be specific, so you know where you are. You cannot be so good at something and you go into partnership with someone who's average at that same thing. It's duplication of effort and wastage of time as well as resources. Do you get what I mean now? Beautiful. Who else is talking? Who else is talking? Let me even go to the chat. I'll start calling your names now. Don't mind me. That's the kind of teacher I am. Benny, I've not heard you. What's going on? Lucy, I'm not sure you've said anything on the chat box. What's going on? Are you following at all? Are you following at all? Maureen, where's my Maureen? Maureen, where are you? Shalom, you only introduce yourself. I've not seen you on the chat box anymore. All right, so where are we? Don't unmute your mic, just go to the chat box. Evans, mute your mic because your network is dragging. Can't even hear you. Okay. Someone help me tell him to mute his mic. Okay, good. So all right. So great, guys. So I love the fact that we are okay. SOSF staff. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, some of them are staff. Oh, the foundation is here. I miss my Rose, Madam Rose. All right, guys. So that's beautiful. All right, so let's go to how to map potential partners for specific required purposes. How do we map out? Sorry about that. Power is off. I think they're going to put that back on. How to discover suitable partners and sustain partnership. That's what we're going into right now. Just give me a second. All right, guys, so let's go into the next line now. How do you discover a suitable partner? See, I don't know why I'm using this example. When you want to marry and marry right, you don't rush to marry. You can have many girlfriends. Please don't. But you take time. You look at your value. You look at your dream. You look at the future you want to build. And then you begin to, with the conversations and the relationships you've had, interactions you have with several of these girls or ladies, you will know the one that will come to build. Same thing with a lady. Please, if you're a firebrand, by that I mean you are ambitious. I love ambitious women who go for what they want. And you are interacting with a lot of guys, and some of them are going through inferiority complex. Please don't go into marriage with those kind of people because they will stifle your growth. Now, somebody's wondering, are we into relationship seminar? No, I'm bringing that because all of us here, we shall get, you understand what I mean? We can relate with that easily. Partnership is like a marriage. Short-term partnership is girlfriend and boyfriend, dating. Long-term partnership is marriage for life. So it's important you take your time to look at these values because you want the organization to not only grow and succeed. Please, Africans, we want the organization to outlive us. That's what we want. So we need to make that. So what are the potential partners expected to offer in the partnership? That's the question that you need to ask yourself in the journey of discovering suitable partners for your project and your business. Number one, what do you lack? What do I lack and need in the partnership relationship? In the process of discovering, you see, I'm not coming here to tell you, okay, you are into recycling. Your partner should be a manufacturing company. You are into entrepreneurship. Your partnership should be SOS Foundation. No. These questions, you can use them for any and every kind of project. It will guide you to choosing the right partner. So how do you discover suitable partners? Is by answering some of these questions. Question number one, again, or you can say question A, what do I lack in this project that we want to embark on? What am I lacking? What are the things that we need? What do you lack that you need in the partnership relationship? First of all, what do you lack? Oh, I want to start a book publishing firm because I realized that there are so many writers in Nigeria, but they don't know how to publish their books. So I want to go into that project in helping them do that. The question is, do you want to do it for profit or you want to do it to enhance and help them? If you want to do it for profit, then of course, you know that the kind of partnership you would need would be different from when you want to do it for a normal project, all right? So what do you lack in this project or in this organization that you need partners? One thing jumps into my mind, Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce are two young men, Rolls and Royce. One is good in automobile. He's a good automobile engineer. The other one is a fantastic marketer. They came together, and today I think Rolls-Royce, I want to be sure of my facts, but Rolls-Royce has been here and is still here. But it was the coming together of two young people who are different experts. This one is an automobile expert, but he needs a marketer. This one is a marketer who does not produce any product, but he's looking for a good product to market. And they both merged, and they had a fantastic business that they were running, and they're still running. So guys, you need to be able to ask that question. Question number 2 in helping you discover exactly who the right partner should be is, who has what you need and what will they benefit in return? Who has what I need and what will they benefit in return? Who has the crowd that needs to buy the product I'm selling? And what will they benefit? You know, there are some organizations that have the crowd, and you have spotted that their crowd needs the products that you are selling, but they are not producing the product that you are producing. So your question is not jumping to them, hey, I have this product I want to sell. No, you're being selfish. You're going to sit down first and ask yourself, SOS Foundation has 2 million people in their database. Kingsley Resources would love to tap into that database because there's a product that Kingsley Resources has that these people need. I'm not going to jump to reach out to SOS and say SOS. Of course, when I say SOS, I mean Skills Outside School Foundation. I'm not going to jump out to them and tell them, hey guys, I have this product. I know it's going to be useful for your people. No, I'm going to first sit down, analyze what will they benefit in return. So when I reach out to SOS, I start by telling them what they will benefit before even telling them what I'm offering, because everybody has some level of self-interest. I used to call it selfishness, but it's not selfishness, it's self-interest. Oh, what's in it for me? You are in this call today because something is in it for you. SOS is doing this because something is in it for them. Kingspire, my company, we're doing this because every one of us has something in it for us. You are working where you're working because there's something in it for you. The people that employed you because there's something in it for them. It's important. Partnership has to be you thinking beyond you, thinking of the other person and what's in it for them. Does that make sense? Type in the comment section if it makes sense. All right. The higher their benefits compared to what they are bringing on the table, the quicker they want to be a part. Okay. Let me rephrase that again. I love that. MS, making sense. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, people that are not commenting. The Lord is watching you. Somebody's saying, who's this guy? Yes, that's how I talk. All right. So the higher the benefits that is proposing the partnership brings to the table, the quicker the partner that you are wooing will want to jump on the partnership project. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm not saying break the bank. I'm not saying be at the losing end. No. What I'm saying is that in your project, think of how what they are going to enjoy, your potential partner would enjoy, comes out big. If it comes out big, because it doesn't have to be heaven and earth. It just has to be something meaningful that they need. Number 3 way, or number C, that will guide you to discover a suitable partner is their value system versus your value system. So if you got my timeline, Kingsley May, if you go on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, Kingsley May, there's an organization, there's a project called Open Art. It's run by my friend called Benny Odumo. Open Art is a 1 month. I think I should pitch that to SOS. We should do that in Abuja. So for 1 month, Benny is going to bring in Benny is a brand expert and a brand strategist who is specialties in graphics design. Benny earns as much as $1 million+ for graphics design that others are struggling for 5,000 naira to get for. So Benny decided 4 years ago to carry out 1 month free graphics design projects in different cities in Nigeria. So he will call graphics design experts, those who are experts in logo design, those who are experts in animation, those who are experts in, he has a lot of them. He put them together and in partnership with some organizations, get venue for 1 month. Anybody can walk in and learn graphics design. And I've seen amazing turnaround of a lot of individuals who were rookie, absolutely rookie, knew nothing, joined that training and they have become better today. When I saw that project, it aligned with my value of impacting and empowering young people. And so I told Benny, I'm going to be a part of this project. I'm not a graphics designer, But every graphic designer is building a skill. They need the business of their skill. So you don't become talented and broke, highly skilled and broke. That's where I brought in my expertise. So you see, I didn't go there and tell him, Benny, I want to be a part of it. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker. I'm a business consultant. No, I went there and I said, Benny, these skills you're teaching these people are fantastic, but they need to know the business, how to structure it into a business so that they can profit from it. He said, oh, that's true. Today now, together, I and Benny, we've done training to over almost 500 people. The second batch is going on another city. We hope to come to Abuja and make that happen too. So my point is, some of us don't even have value system. What is your organizational value system? What is your organizational value system? If excellence is your value system, trust me, you will not be able to partner with someone who doesn't joke, who plays around with excellence, who doesn't take excellence serious, because it's going to dampen your brand reputation. If integrity and honesty is part of your core value, then the person you're into partnership with must have something similar, if not the same. Because if you're into partnership with someone who cuts corners, you are going to have issue. When you say, let's make this thing straight, this is how it should be. You say, my brother, what do you mean now? This is Africa, forget it, they will still buy. You say, no, it's not about them buying, it's about us producing quality, because that's what we stand for. You say, you see, you will start having issues. So how do you choose a suitable partner for your project? What is your value system first as a person? Let's say you don't run a company, you are running an individual initiative. What's your personal value? What's your core value? Oh yeah, next question now. Everybody to the comment section. Type your core value in either your business or your organization. Quickly, I'm at the chat section now, including Shola. Everybody, I'm waiting at the comment chat section now. What is your core values? My core value for me is honesty, passion, drive, and what's the next one? Integrity. Then the fifth one is knowledge. Capacity is those are my core value. If you're around me, you don't have a drive, forget it. I would either drive you or I'll drive you away. You will be contagious. I don't know how to lie, because people tend to catch me faster. In fact, I get scared if I lie. I'm afraid of lying. So if I'm lying, I'm afraid that people will catch me already. So I don't even involve in it. Drive. I have a drive. That's why I can crisscross the state in how many days? Yes, I'm waiting for us. Yes, I don't know how the other facilitators took you guys, but for me, it's participation I want. It's not just talking. So long as you're in this class, and whether you came to supervise, so you are part of the class. Oh yeah, everybody, I have 14 people here, and I'm not getting responses. Where are we? Should I start calling names again? Godliness, fantastic. Integrity, transparency, fantastic. Excellence, perseverance, and integrity, fantastic. Sandra says, godliness, integrity, fantastic. Michael, my guy, says excellence, perseverance, and integrity. Of course, Frederick says integrity, honesty, and hard work. I love that. I love that. And he says innovation, honesty, and creativity. You can see by that alone, you will know the kind of person that you are dealing with. So just looking at what he wrote here, now I know he's someone that is a creative thinker. Innovation has to do with creativity, being very observant, of course, and honesty comes to play. Fantastic. Simon says perseverance and transparency. Yes, 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 yes. If you don't know your core value, write it down. That's why you are in a class like this. Some of you don't even know. It's okay. You can type it on the chat box and say, I don't know yet, I'm about to learn. It's okay. Everybody didn't know everything all at once. We learned as we were growing. Is that right? So you can Google it after now. Core values, examples of core values. Some of the organizations you're admiring, have you ever checked their core value system and juxtapose it to see if what they say is their core value is a resemblance of what they do? Most successful brands that you envy or admire in the world today, if you go and read their core value, you will see the traits of them sprinkled all over their business. Compassion and selflessness. No wonder, Bello, you have the project that you're running. So you could see that, yes, so in choosing a partner, you must compare your value versus their value. You don't have to have the same value, but they must have values they stand for. A man said, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you're a lady, if you don't have a spec of the kind of man you want to go out with, any man that comes your way and toasts you and woo you, you will fall for the man. The same thing with a lady or with a guy. If you have someone that you stand for, same thing with us that are working. Even you must have a kind of value system that some organizations will employ you. You say, no, I'm not working. It's not because you have all the money, but because their value system contradicts with your value system. So that's one of the things we do. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. I haven't done that. Now, remember, we just, under mapping, what did we discuss? How to map potential partners. And we just asked these 3 simple questions. Question number 1 was, what do you lack first in the part? What do you lack that you need in the partnership? Number 2, we asked the question of who has what you need and what will they benefit in return? Don't ask the partner what they will benefit. Tell them. If they are not satisfied, they will tell you, no, no, I want this. In addition to what you have said, add this. But make sure you are informed and you have, something tangible that you are going to the table with, the negotiation table. Their value system versus your value system. Their value system versus your value system. It's important. All right. Let's go to the next one. Tools for successful partnership. Now, I'm probably sure you didn't see that coming. There are tools you need for successful partnership. There are tools you need. Well, you can also call these tools as basic skills you need for partnership. You wonder why some people always get partners, and yet you are struggling to get a partner to join you in a project. You are confused, you are bothered. How come these other people easily get partners, but I myself, I'm struggling? Here are some of the things you learn. And again, for those of us that are just joining, Shola, can you paste the book I recommended earlier, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie? Put it on the comment section again or on the chat box so that those that are just joining will see it. That book is going to teach you a lot about people skill. You cannot be a good partner if you don't have people skill. Oh, no, I don't like anybody to insult me. Hey, you are going to learn how to be patient with people. You are going to learn that if you want to become a good. In fact, if the moment you are a business person, just know that learning people skill becomes an asset to you. So you must have that asset of how do you network and relate with people. If you're a shy person, don't let anybody deceive you. Shyness is not a gift. It's not a talent. It's something that you are experiencing, but you can grow yourself out of it. You can. Number 1 tool or skill you need for effective partnership is communication skills. Communication skills. You cannot run an effective partnership if you don't communicate. There's a difference between talking and communicating. If you notice that I'm being intentional in this class, I want to make sure I'm not talking. I want to make sure I'm communicating. Have I been communicating? Have I been communicating in this class? Because there's a difference between talking and communicating. Thank you. Bello says yes. Oh, Sandra says a lot. Oh, fantastic. Michael, thank you. Yes, I'm seeing the usual suspects. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, in communicating, Miracle, thank you. Yes, I see that. Oh, Maureen, finally, yeah. Maureen will say, who's this guy? All right, so in communicating, the essence is to ensure that the other person understands the message. When I do a training on communicating, he said, you're a great communicator. Thank you. That's why I won the award as the best motivational speaker. Yes. In public speaking, during my public speaking training classes, there's what we call encoder and decoder. An encoder is the person that sends the message. A decoder is the receiver of the message. I want SOS to do this thing. Shola, you are going to be the leader. And I don't know if your boss is here. Your boss is going to join the queue. When we're done with the class, let 5 of your staff, all of you stand on a straight line. Shall I tell the first person on your left something? And let the person tell the next person till the last person. Then go to the last person and ask what was the message. You will be shocked. I do that a lot in my training. If this was a physical class, I would have done it now. I will come to your ear, the first person, and I'll tell the person, the weather is bad. And I'll tell the person, tell the next person, to tell the next person, to tell the next person. By the time you go to the last person, it will shock you that you hear something like, it's about to rain. Whereas when you started, that's not what you said. So communication has a lot to do with how you make your partner understand, because understanding is the savior of misunderstanding. Understanding is the savior of friction. When 2 parties understand each other, they work seamlessly, they work effortlessly, they move. So communication is a tool that you must learn. In the business world, you must understand communication. I teach my business when I'm doing coaching and business consulting, and people come to me and they give me, I'm a fishpreneur. You are not a fishpreneur. What the heck is fishpreneur? You are an entrepreneur that's into the business of selling fishes or rearing fish. Stop creating unnecessary lingua, because the common woman in the market doesn't know fishpreneur. You know fish seller. Make sure your message is simple to the floor, that even a grandma can understand you. When you're able to do that, then you are ready for business. Number 2, listening skills. Oh, I had to learn listening skills. How do you know when a person has a listening skill? A good listening skill is when you tell the person to interpret what you told him. You know, we listen when we're having conversation with our friends. We are not actually listening. What we are doing is that we want to hear something to ask the person another question. You have not listened. Listening has to do with paying attention. Sometimes when you are listening, look at the person eyeball to eyeball. Look at the mouth of the person. Of course, don't stare all through. Let it not be like you are psychic. But look and then turn your eyes away and look back again. You know what my teacher taught me when I was in high school? My teacher says, anybody that looks at the mouth of the lecturer will understand faster. And we all laughed, but I practiced it sometime, and I saw the results. You know what? When you are looking at the mouth of the lecturer as he's talking, as well as his face, you are cut off from all distractions. So for those of you that are doing some stuff, probably you are eating or you're frying dodo in your kitchen and all that, you're multitasking. Can you please try for the next 1 hour? It's not going to take long again. Before 1 o'clock, we're done. My sessions is just straight up, you know, so you just run through it. So just pay attention, because what you understand is more powerful than the slide. I don't give people slide. I don't, because you take my slide, you will just see the items. You didn't get any explanation, so it doesn't make any sense to you. Please, can you mute your mic? Thank you. Listening is a tool. Somebody mistakenly muted me, sorry. Okay, so the next one is listening skill. The third one is negotiation skill. Oh my God. A lot of young African entrepreneurs are terrible at negotiation. You must deliberately learn the skill and the art of negotiation. You negotiate for both parties to have win-win. When you have mastered in negotiation, you can always have your business way through. So in running a successful partnership, you need to develop negotiation skills. Now, you see why I'm mentioning some of these skills, and I'll tell you why. Empathy. As a partner, you must also put yourself into the shoes of the other person. You must have empathy to the other person. You must think of the other person. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Empathy is putting your leg in the shoes of the other person and feeling it. So I talk to medical practitioners. For you to be a better medical practitioner, when I do training for nurses, doctors, I know you see death every day. You know, when you see death every day, now becomes common. But hey, those people that are experiencing those deaths, or the relatives of those people don't experience it every day. So you must put yourself in their shoes so you can be able to mourn with them and console them. The third one is patience. Nothing works overnight, but over time. All lasting success does not happen overnight, but over time. Partnership does not happen overnight. Successful partnership does not happen overnight. It happens over time. In partnership relationship, in team building, there's something we call knowing stage. Write that down. It's not in the slide. Knowing stage, norming stage, storming stage, and bonding stage. That's my philosophy. Knowing stage, like KNOWING, knowing stage, norming stage, NORMAL, normal, from normal, you say norming, or norming stage or normal stage, storming stage, storm, STORM, storming stage, and then bonding stage. Every good friend that are your best friend, you guys have had a fight. You would have quarreled. Have you noticed that the ones you quarreled and you are still friends are some of the best friends you have? So in a team, there will always be the stage where we know each other, we're excited, oh, we're now getting partners, we're happy this guy is coming on board, there's excitement on the boardroom, we're so happy, we're knowing each other. This one is calculating your assets and how it's going to benefit. You are calculating the person's asset and how you're going to benefit, right? Fantastic. The next stage is the norming stage. Now you are not normalizing, you are not knowing each other, you know, you're settling into the routine. Then there will come the fire and the brimstone, storming stage. A disagreement will come into play. This person's character will begin to show. You thought that he was always sweet and nice. All of a sudden, you are now seeing that he's not completely sweet and nice. Sometimes he can be very angry. Sometimes he can be very untidy and unkept. That's what happens in marriages as well. After the first 5 years, you can experience those storms. Somebody is saying, is he a marriage consultant or counselor? I'm not, but I know that all of us quickly relate with that. That's why I'm using that. Patience, you know, so that now means that storm that is going through, the worst of this person is coming to play. The worst of you are coming to play. But you guys somehow, you went through it, and then you are now into the bonding stage. At that bonding stage, you now say, you this guy, you are, let me use Nigerian colloquial language. You are crazy, you are a madman. He said, you two, you are very stupid, and people will laugh. Like you had so much disagreement that you as if you want to tear yourself apart, but you managed to go through it, understand each other, and know how to work with each other. So that came from the empathy part. So use that as an extra tool for yourself. Patience and teamwork. Partnership cannot work without teamwork. It cannot work without teamwork. Now, let me come back again to the chat box. Everybody to the chat box. Question. You can even be writing these questions down. It's good for you too. Question, just to make sure you took in the message. Which of these skills do you have? And which of these skills do you need to develop? If you have all of them, amazing. If you have only one, write it down. Which one in particular do you need to develop again? Put it down in the comments on the chat section. I'm there now. I'm going there. I'm going there. I'm here waiting. I'm waiting. Where are we? I hope my South African friends are still here, and my Hawaii friend and my Ghanaian friend, as well as my brothers from Nigeria. Okay, so I wanted you to tell me the ones that you are good at and the ones that you need to improve on. So put it that way. I'm seeing Bello. Bello says communication skills. Are you good at communication, or you want to improve on your communication skills? Yes, yes, I'm reading. I'm reading. Okay, you're good at forging relationships. Fantastic. So which one do you now have to develop? Tell me the one you are good at from the ones we've listed. Tell me the ones you need to work on. I want to know so that I can hold you accountable to that. Skill Aside School is good in communication skills. Fantastic. So yes, they are good at, they can send you emails. Oh my God. They can send you emails. I'm sure all our participants can attest to that. You know. Okay, so Bello is good at empathy and patience. Fantastic. Sandra, you are good at negotiation and communication. Okay, negotiation and communication, you need to develop. You have the rest. Please go for it. I love it. Bello says he's working on communication skills. Good. Bad at patience, resilience when ideas fall apart. Oh, sorry about that. Now, you see, I'm going to tell you why I asked you this question. For those of you that are not participating, you are the one losing out. I'm going to tell you why, and I will just use your examples to tell you why. So, Cecilia, is it that you're good at listening skills or you want to improve on listening skills? Tell me the one you're good at and the one you need to work on. So let me use Sandra. No, not Sandra. Somebody said he's bad at. Okay, let me use Aisel. Aisel says that, I think it's a she, pardon me if it's a he, says that she's bad at patience, resilience when ideas fall apart. Now you can see that is true. Some people don't have patience. That's why I say patience is a virtue. Some people don't have patience. As a person, if you don't have patience and you know that this is an area that you are struggling with, you need to improve on, guess what you will do? When you are looking for a partner in your business, you have to look for someone who, in spite of their expertise and technical expertise, have the virtue of patience, because you are the person that is not always patient. So that when the idea doesn't work, you want to throw in the towel, you will say, calm down, let's try this way. When your resilience has finished, he's going to tell you, don't worry, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. It's going to work. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, so let me look for another person now. Listening skills. You're good at listening. Oh, Cecilia, I would love you. I'm good at listening. Anybody that is good at listening would be a better coach, would be a better consultant, or a better counselor. So I'm good at listening, communicating, empathy, and patience. Michael, so which one are you not good at? I need to improve on negotiation skill. Fantastic. I don't know. There was a time I saw a book by what's his name? Donald Trump. By the way, I'm a fan of Donald Trump. I love him as a businessman anyway. I don't know. I don't know if I'm wrong. You might Google negotiation books by Donald Trump. If you see any of his, buy his book. Donald Trump is a fantastic negotiator. Oh God, he goes to the negotiation table to win, and he always wins, or he does win most of the time. So there are other amazing books on negotiation. Once you discover a skill you're lacking, stop watching comedy alone on YouTube. Stop whiling your time alone watching hip hop. I love hip hop music. I love rap. Spend time watching and learning on negotiation skill. Go to Udemy and take a full course on negotiation, and it will improve your ability to gain projects. I love the fact that we are interacting in this training today. I'm excited about it. I'm sure that we're getting value. Cecilia, you said you need to improve on your negotiation. Michael says, I have to develop my negotiation and teamwork. Let me tell you why it's important you develop teamwork. If you are not good at teamwork, you are going to have a problem micromanaging people. Somebody is saying, what's micromanaging? Micromanaging is the art of giving somebody a job to do, and at the same time, taking the job from the person to do it yourself because you feel that the person cannot do it excellently the way you want it to do. Of course, the person will not be able to do it exactly how you want it to do, but give the person a chance to do it the way he can do it. Then you help the person improve on it. Teamwork is your ability to know how to delegate. Some people they suck at delegation. We sat down together to agree to create a role and responsibility. At the same time, you are taking all to do. I wrote some of it in my book. You know, my book, Start Small, Sell Out. I wrote some of them there. So it's important we do this. So thank you everyone that have participated on that side. So I now know that we are taking in teamwork. Now, how this is going to play out in sustaining relationship. If you don't have these two, you cannot sustain partnership. You see how the slides, they are interconnecting. How to sustain relationship with potential partners. I think this is the last part of the training. Yeah, somebody is saying, yeah. Oh my God. This is a quote from Zig Ziglar. If people like you, they will listen to you. If they trust you, they will do business with you. Partnership can only grow on the basis of trust. Trust can only happen when like is in place. If you're writing, write that down. Partnership can only grow in the place of trust. And trust can only happen when the people like you. So somebody is asking, how do I become likable? By consistently building what you're building can create people to like you. By consistently being visible and showing your growth path can just naturally make people to begin to like you. All right? So knowledge, being knowledgeable can also make people to like you. Of course, but being knowledgeable is not enough. Having the character can also help make people trust you. So it's important. This was a quote by Zig Ziglar. He's passed on. He was a big-time speaker, a motivational speaker and philosopher in the US. He made this quote. So sustaining relationship with potential partners. So it's not having partnership that is the challenge, it's sustaining, building this relationship. When you're able to build this relationship, oh God, you can do mighty things. So let's look at how do we do that? How can we, oh my God, sorry about that, guys. So how can we, all right. How can we do that? If you're following, say, yes, I'm following on the chat section. I'm following on the chat section. Now I know those that are following and those that are not following. If you have not been responding, you have not been following. If you have been following, if it's making sense, let me know that it's making sense. If you're following, say, yes, I'm following. Sandra is always following. I love it. Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome. But I saw a lot of energy when we started. Has the energy died down? Or am I not trying? All right, so we are following. Michael is following. Sandra is following. Bello is following. Noel, my Ghanaian friend. Chale is following. Michael is following. It did make sense. I did feel you, brother. Cecilia is following. Where's my South African friend? Where's my Hawaii friend? It's following. Who else is following there? Frederick is following. Great, great, guys. Great. I love it. I love it. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. I just want to make sure we're following. I'm waiting for you that I've not said anything. Noel is from, okay, hi, Kwame. Oh, you're greeting me. Okay. Yes, Edward. Edward, I've not seen you anymore. Are you still on the call? Cecilia from Kenya. Fantastic. IS from South Africa is following. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. I love it. Still here. All right. Thank you. All right. So let's go steps to building a sustainable partnership. Now, I said to build any successful relationship will require that you invest your resources, your time, your energy in developing one another. One of the most painful things why people cry when they break up is not because they broke up, it's because of they are thinking of their investments, the time they have invested in the relationship, the money, the resources, and of course, every other thing. That, of course, the law follows as well. So every successful partnership is like marriage. Marriage can only work when you constantly have patience with your spouse. Relationship can only flourish when you guys communicate constantly, when you guys when you are patient with each other, you work as a team. All right. Number one, define the goal / roles clearly. In sustaining partnership relationship, define the goal. What is the goal of this partnership? We know that it's for the long run, but what is the goal? We know that we're doing general partnership, or maybe we're doing limited liability partnership, or maybe we're doing limited partnership. What is the goal? Number two, under defining the goals is what are the roles expected of both parties? It's important. What are our roles? What should be done when a party defaults? Because we go into partnership because we are friends, but we don't take into cognizance that we need to sit down, both of us, and agree. For those of you that have taught, you have been a teacher before, have you realized that when you want to set a rule and you ask the students of the class to set the rule and the punishment, they tend to obey very much because they were the one that imputed the punishment, And when you punish them for failing the rules or breaking the rules, they don't get angry with you because together they agreed that this is the penalty for failing. Does that make sense? Have you noticed that before? Yes. So as you're going into partnership, sit down in defining the goal. First thing first, what is our aim? What is our goal in this partnership? Maybe the other person wasn't ready for the partnership. You brought in the partnership, but you need to define and tell him, this is what we're trying to do. This is what I think we should be achieving. What do you think in this, our partnership? What do you think we should achieve together? What do you think we should be able to get? You know, that's one side. Then the second side, now say, okay, what is expected of you for us to make this work? What is expected of me for us to make this work? Is it my job to ensure that all paperwork and documentation, as far as this project is concerned, is done on time? So that your own job is to go out there and get potential marketers or get people to buy into it. Define that and make that. Please mute your mic, whoever is joining. Thank you. What are the rules expected of both parties? Then the third one is, what should be done when a party defaults? Sit down from the onset and talk about it. What should be done? What if, we say, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. It will happen. What should be done? What do you do when a party defaults? We don't always see that end. Oh, don't worry, we are friends, we love each other. Wait till you people start making money. Oh, we are committed to this project, we are doing it. Wait until money start coming in. All of a sudden, one party will see that the other party is not putting in enough effort. So how do you not judge that it's not putting enough effort when you did not itemize the roles that both parties are supposed to play? Then finally on this, what are the laid down guidelines that will be used in a case of any of the parties defaulting? So how do I know that I'm defaulting? One of the things that makes a sovereignty of a nation is the constitution of the nation. South Africa is a sovereignty because South Africa has a constitution. Ghana is a sovereignty because Ghana has a constitution in which the citizenry, including the president of Ghana, abides by. Charlie Nobisu. Nigeria is a sovereignty because Nigeria has a constitution in which the citizenry of the country abides in, including the president. When you go to court for seeking redress, where do they quote the redress from? From the constitution. So create partnership constitution. Maybe you will not call it constitution so that your partner will not be scared. But it makes both parties become serious. That's goal number one. Sorry, that's number one way of sustaining relationship and building successful partnership. Number two, integrity. Oh, integrity cannot be overemphasized. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't tell the person, I'm so happy for you, I'm so happy with you, and yet deep inside of you, you're regretting. Even if you're regretting, you're not happy with the person, find a way to communicate it. That's why we're talking about communication skill. Communicate it well. When I was in Ghana for Model United Nations Simulation Conference, I think it was the UN consulate to Ghana, or the Secretary General or something. One of the speakers said something. He said, diplomats are those who tell you to go to hell, and you will go to hell smiling. He was trying to describe who a diplomat is. So you have to learn diplomacy in communicating. Integrity is key. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't go into projects with the motive of stealing the money for the project. That's how far you can go. And guess what? You have even shortchanged yourself because nemesis will catch up on you. Oh, you are pushing and canvassing for funds to help recycle challenge. There's a community that's facing through a recycling issue. And you're pushing for funds, and the money comes in. You use 10% of the money for the job, for the project, and you amassed 90%. That's the end of your own posterity. The universe will come back for you. Oh, trust me, they will. So be honest and let your word be your word, because partners are like two mirrors. You have to be so transparent. There's no way partners can work when they realize that one person is not true to the other person. Secondly, get the motive of the partnership right. The motive again, get it right. If you are in a partnership with a lady, as a guy, please don't fall in love with the lady immediately. Please hold your fall, hold your love. Don't allow it to fall. And if you want a lady to go out with you on a relationship, don't use the pretense of partnership in project and business to do that. It's wrong. It's wrong. Same thing with a lady. Don't use that to get a guy. Get the motive right. Finally, on this, be honest with your dealings as it relates to your partnership. Be honest with it. As much as possible, be open to the level with which you're supposed to be open, as it has to do with this. All right? Number 3, there are about 6 points, so I'm just going through them. Number 3 way to sustain and maintain partnership is by align partners' interests. Have mutual interests. Any partnership that is one-sided will not last. Trust me. Any partnership that is one-sided will not last. The partnership has to be both-sided. Any partnership that one is an asset, one is a liability, is a partnership that is dead on arrival. So therefore, ensuring that what your business partners want complements with what you need is key. I wish somebody would write that down and put asterisk to it. What your business partner wants complementing with what you need is key. It makes both of you work seamlessly. So SOS wants to they produce skill outside school. They give entrepreneurship, empower people, young adults with entrepreneurship skills that can help them become relevant in the marketplace. If I show up to SOS and tell them, please, SOS, come and partner with Open Art Foundation, Open Art with Benny Odumo, where we're going to specialize on graphics design as skill. I'm sure SOS would like to listen to it because it complements what they do. And we are looking for people that will partner with us in giving 1 month graphics and web development, tech, in fact, specifically graphics and brand design skills. So those individuals will come in for 1 month and be armed, and trust me, many of them, 60 to 70% of them, start generating income 2-3 months after the training. The only thing that delays them is for those who don't have laptops. Those that have laptops, all of a sudden, they start designing and they're doing amazingly well. You see, that works because there's a symbiotic relationship. What's in for them? Aligning partners' interests for sustaining relationship. What's in it for them? Okay, please correct that. What's in it, not what's in for them. What's in it for them? And help them achieve in a way that will help you achieve yours. Thank you. So you can see that what's in it for them in this partnership when you have mutual interest. So if one person is always thinking about you, one person is always thinking about, in both parties, thinking on how you can eat, how you can do well, and you're not thinking on how the person is faring. You're not even sending a message to say, oh, how's work today? I hope you're doing well. Please don't stress yourself too much. Have you eaten? You know, just kind of simple conversation. How about if you go beyond just being a partner to asking, how is your family? Oh, I learned the other day that your daughter is in the hospital. How's she feeling now? And maybe you stop by the hospital and send a get well soon card to the baby in the hospital and say, hey man, I know that this is, because if your partner is not okay, if it's not sound and happy, partnership will break. Oh. Sorry for using PG. What I mean is that partnership will have frictions. So I use an example of a popular meal in Nigeria, akara and bread. So bread is the normal bread that everybody knows. Now, I am an advocate of my language, so I will not come here and tell you it is called, how do you guys call it in English? Beans cake. No, it's not beans cake, it's akara. Yes, we call it akara. Spaghetti is not English language, it's an Italian language. So akara and bread I mean, Nigerians, you can imagine now when you have akara and bread with custard by your side, you know what I'm saying? All right, so akara and bread, you see, these guys are partners. They've been partners and they will be partners till eternity because they always go well. They always work well. So that's number 3. What's the number one thing we talked about? Now I'm in number 3. All right, let's go to the comment section now, chat section. Mention which of these 3 things I've mentioned are you good at? Now, I'm not asking you to mention the one you're not good at. Which one are you good at? Or which one will you improve on? Pick either of it and talk about it. Integrity, defining of goals, or aligning partners' interests. Comment section. I just want 2 people and then I'll move because my time is almost up. Yes. I have 3 more points and then I wrap up today. I'm waiting. Oh, you're asking what did I say? I said that we've discussed 3 different ways in which we must consider in building and sustaining partnership. And I'm saying which of these ones have you been applying or you will start applying and you believe will help your partnership grow well. We mentioned the first one, which was what? Defining the goals, defining roles and clearly stating the goals of the partnership. And then we talked about roles of expectation, objective of the goal of the partnership, what should be done to defaulter, how do we measure somebody's role? Number 2, we talked about integrity, say what you mean and mean what you say, get the motives of the partnership right, be honest. And then number 3, we talked about aligning partners' interests for mutual. So I'm coming to the chat box now. Defining goals. All right, so defining goals and roles clearly. Beautiful. Thank you, Skill. SOS, yes. Defining the goals, Sandra, and roles clearly. Is that the one that you want to improve or the one that you are good at? Okay, I'd love to know too. Yes, who else is? Okay, the one you're good at, fantastic. Defining roles, it's important we do that. Beautiful. I mean, if you are working in a corporation or in any organized organization, you should know that job descriptions is key. So that's how they measure your progress at work. All right, so I won't waste time anymore. Okay, all right, so I won't waste time anymore. So that let's wrap it up. I hope I didn't take longer than my time. Number 4, communication and listening. Remember that I talked about in the tool section? It's coming out here and I want to explain it more here now. Verbal communication. Now in communication, there's verbal communication and there's non-verbal communication. Verbal communication, constantly talk about your projects, your prospects, and your project, your prospect, and your progress. The third one is not prospect. The third one is progress, please. Constantly as partners. You can decide to have weekly conversation, whether it is virtually or physically, where you sit together and you talk about your projects. What's the project? How far are we doing? What's the prospect of this project with the phase of the new policy that the government have put in place or with the difficulty in the terrain that we are in right now? Those are the things you should see, because when we say communication, some people can just take it blank and say, when they say communicate, what do they even mean? Amidst the many things you should be communicating, you should be communicating about the project that you are doing at the meantime. You should be communicating about the prospect of the project. How is this project going to expand the organization? How is this project going to cost the organization money? How is this project going to affect the organization? Some project comes and it makes you reduce staff or volunteers. Some project comes, I think one of the facilitators talked about volunteering. Some project comes that you need to add more volunteers. You need to talk about the progress. Please, the third one is project, prospect, and progress. Please, not prospect again. Number 2, communication that will help sustain your partnership relationship is non-verbal communication, engaging and attentive listening. Don't be having a conversation with your partner and you're pressing your phone. You are talking to someone and you're chatting. No, drop the phone. Both of you keep the phone on the table and talk for like 10 minutes. Then one person can pick the phone and reply a message and drop it again. Maybe you pick and then you drop, or maybe a call comes through. After that, drop the phone, have a face-to-face conversation. If you wanted to chat, You could have been miles away and chat via calls like we're doing now, and you're seeing my face. I'm not seeing your face yet, but I'm sure I'm going to see your face very soon. Then physical attention and interest beyond the venture. I've talked about that already. Then the third one, create and teach amicably and be open to learning from each other on ways to grow forward. Correct, not create, correct and teach. So correction, communication, you want to correct your partner, please do it in the most polite way. I had an incident yesterday, which I'm not going to mention the name. Somebody of high repute, you know, shut down some other person. And my summary from the conversation with my friend that I were discussing this issue is that it was a breach in communication. It was the same message, but means of communication or way of communication, pattern of communication was what ruined the message. So it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's not the many words you say, but how meaningful the words you say are. I repeat, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. It's not how many words you say, but how meaningful the words that you're saying is making. So there's always going to be a place for correction. You're not alpha and omega. You don't know everything. Even if your partner is younger than you, that's why he's your partner. Learn. Even if you're married and your partner is not married, stop insulting me. Don't you know I'm married? Don't say that. Learn. Thank you for joining. Can you mute your mic, please? Thank you for joining. Mute your mic. All right. So don't say, no, how can you be talking to me like that? Do you know that I'm married? Come on, man. It's partnership. So you're married, yes, we know. And you too, when you're talking to a married person, show some respect. I've had people that I mentor who have children. I don't talk to them the same way I talk to young people of my age who are not married. I've had lots in the last 3 years, I've had younger people mentor me. Because mentorship is not about how old you are. It's about how far the person has achieved, no matter how old the person is, whether he's younger than you or not. So same thing, because this is always a very tiny, insignificant things that crashes a lot of partnership. The way of communication is key. You have to learn this. All right. The fifth one, working as a team, teamwork. You cannot sustain a partnership relationship if you're not working as a team. Teamwork includes decision-making process. You don't stay in your house and decide, and then you instruct your partner on your decision. No, you come together and say, I'm thinking we should do this way. What do you think? Seek for their own opinion. Even when the opinion is not agreeing, let one person give up for the other person so that we can try. Let's say I'm very experienced in production. And because of the power voltage, right, we're not going to get the finished product at the quality we want. I'm trying to explain that to my partner, but my partner is insisting that we do it because he doesn't understand. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my partner, let's do it like this. Instead of producing 200, let's produce 50. If the quality falls below, then we need to work on our powering sets, our power supply powering sets or generating sets. Have a way of amicably sorting down issues. Together, everyone achieve more. That's what team means. Together, everyone achieve more. Be a team player and see your partner as part of the team. Oh God, sorry for the typographical error. Not part of the team, part of the team, part of the team. I think when I'm converting it, the new font is taking away some stuff. Be a team player and see your partner as part of the team. It means working for the interest of the partnership. It means working for the interest of the partnership, playing your own role and your part effectively well. Finally, on this, live on a win-win basis. When you are into partnership, think of how you can win and the other person win. Don't think of how only you can win. If you win today and the person lose, you win tomorrow, the person lose, I can assure you the third time the person is walking away. So think of how it can be a win-win basis. And then finally, number 6, in sustaining your partnership relationship is legal documentation. legal documentation, not documents. Number 6, legal documentation, legal documentation, legal documentation. Get a lawyer for proper documentation of said agreements. Oh, get an MOU. If you don't need to get a lawyer, let your conversation with your partner be written and signed. You write and said, oh, from that our conversation that day, this is what we have agreed. If you're sending an email, maybe you guys are not physical and you're sending an email, always ask anybody you send an email to, ask for acknowledgement. Somebody can lie and say, oh, I did not see the mail, and they deleted it. When you send an email to somebody, ask the person, please kindly acknowledge that you have received it. When the person sends an email back to you, acknowledge that he has received it, it becomes a proof. In case he decides to go and delete it from his own inbox, you can prove it that he replied and acknowledged that he has seen it. That goes to those of us that are working in corporate entity. When you are doing communication in your office, especially to your boss and to your subordinates, ask them to acknowledge in the mail that they have received it. That stands as evidence. This has saved a friend or a colleague of mine over $1 million. They had a business conversation they were working on, and they had a mail trail. You know what a mail trail is? Shala, we did a lot of mail trail for this project. So he sent a mail, I replied back up. So just like that, every time the mail is sent, he always insists, I'm sending this document to you to check the prices. Kindly acknowledge that you have received and have read through it. Whether you have read through it or not, just acknowledge that you have received it. And he kept acknowledging. So by the time they now went on and did the project, like 3 months after, and purchased a certain equipment, the equipment didn't last. It got bad. So quickly, they pushed the blame on this senior colleague's company and asked him to foot the bill that they were not aware. He said, no, you were aware. I sent an email. He said, no, I didn't see the email. He said, no, you saw the email. He said, I didn't see the email. He said, okay, here is an evidence. You acknowledged on XY day, on so date, that you have received the mail and that you have read it. Here was your reply. That was how he kept quiet, because there was do some level of legal documentation. I always tell entrepreneurs, make sure you have a policeman as your friend. Have a military man as a friend. Have, at least, if your business is into marine, have a naval officer as friend. If your business is into freight and cargo shipping and all that, have a naval officer. Have a first person as a friend. Have a lawyer as a friend. Have who again? Have a cinematographer, a photographer as a friend. When you have these individuals as friends, they can advise you on a friendship basis what would have cost you to pay them for proper services. You get what I mean? So document it, let it be. Have an MOU, memorandum of understanding. What is expected of both parties, roles to play, consequences of defaulting in carrying out. I'm listing the things that should be in this MOU now. Whether the lawyer was the one that drafted it or not, you can actually do it. You can actually take a piece of paper and do a write it, and then place the place for sign by this signature. I agree to and attest to this conversation that we have had written here, and I agree to it. Once you do that, you make photocopy, both of you have copies. That becomes a legal tender. If anything happens, you can present that in the courtroom. Don't go into partnership without having some level of legal documentation. Somebody will be saying, but it's not necessary now. Wait until trouble comes. That's when you will know. The project is sweet now because you guys have not made, you're not controlling 200,000 rands or 200,000 CDs. Wait until you're controlling 1 million CD, and you will know that your partner will begin to see how you are not serious, or your partner will not begin to say, he will begin not to get serious, and you are the one doing all the work. So it's those documentation that will help save those crisis period. All right, have an exit plan. How to exit the partnership deal. Always create an exit plan. Should this thing not work, how do I walk away in a way that will not cause us to get hurt? How do I walk away? Always have an exit plan. Example, contracts of footballers and athletes. Some of you know that Lionel Messi became a free agent because people could not buy him. His buyout clause was over, I think, 200 million euros. I don't know, but huge. Some of these soccer footballers, they sign contracts, and some of the contracts says, should you want to exit the contract before the end of the expiration of the contract, you will pay. Should the club want to sell you before the exit of the contract, they will have to pay you the compensation. So you can see some sort of those kind of clauses. So you as well can do the same thing, my friend. You as well can do the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can do the same thing, and that will work. That is the end of it. However, before we go to the end, so this is my book. This book is a book that I wrote for people who are starting their venture and their business. Start small, sell out. I don't know if you're seeing it. Start small, sell out. And simple ways to start, grow, and make profits in your business. It has in it several things. I've been consulting and coaching for several months. So for the past 7 years, I had to put all of them together. So far, with over 400 people couldn't have been wrong that have bought this book. And the testimonies are amazing. So if you want, you could get a copy, place a copy. It's not yet on Amazon. So if you're ordering for it, I have not also been giving out, it's a physical book, so I don't do e-copies. But for those of our friends that are outside Nigeria, I can do an e-copy for you. Those in Nigeria, you have to purchase the physical book compulsorily. All right, that's on that. And then I also have some other trainings. I do coaching, consulting. I have group coaching. I call it inner circle mentoring and coaching, 90 days coaching programs that can help. I want to be a part of your project. I want to know what you're doing and how I can be of help to you. It will not completely be free, but then it will not be very expensive. Here are my own handles. You can connect with me. In fact, go now and type my name on Facebook, Kingsley email on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and LinkedIn, let's connect. If you're on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Real Kingsley May, and that's my WhatsApp number. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope and I believe that the objective of this training has been accomplished, and I am looking forward to the amazing, phenomenal testimonies that you all are going to be sharing. I look forward to getting invitations from my friend from South Africa to come do trainings with your people or doing a virtual training with you guys. Same thing with my Chale, my Ghanaian friends, my Kenyans. Now you guys are my friends. So that's my WhatsApp number. If you buzz me right now, I'm going to respond immediately. Thank you so much, Skill Outside School Foundation, yet again, for this amazing project and for considering me and having me to join as part of the facilitators for this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I learned a lot personally. Okay, so let's just get quickly into the question and answer session. So please, if you have a question, could you either type it in the chat box or could you raise up your hand if you want to ask your question?
All right, I think they should raise a question. I want to hear the voices now, the voice of the, except your network is bad or where you are is noisy. Otherwise, I'd like to physically hear your questions. Please ask questions. So if you come
please
after now,
ask your questions. If you have a question, could you raise your hand so that you could unmute your mic and speak?
All right, so I'm taking off the screen now. Everybody has screen grab this now because I'm taking it out.
Yeah. Okay. Simon, are you asking a question? That's all. Okay, does anybody have a question? Please raise up your hand. Okay, as we are thinking if we have questions or not, I actually have 2 questions, sir.
All right.
Okay, so the first one, I know we're talking about how you said something like if you want people to like you, you post your, so I don't know if it's a question in the contribution, but let me just, go ahead. So if you want people to like you, you post your progress, you should be knowledgeable and the sort of. So I would say, so most times, like when you post your progress, so okay, like this one is wild and everything. So some people will like you and some people will hate you for that. So it's not necessarily that people would like you for that, but I think I'll just say, like, no matter like the hate you get from you posting your progress and whatnot, it shouldn't stop you from posting that progress, because there are people that will hate you for, because some people, they don't really like seeing others succeed or progressing because they are not, basically, something like that.
The-
I don't know
the
if you
truth-
can just shed more light on that.
The truth is that whether you are, let me use Nigeria, whether you are drinking Gary and you're smiling, people will hate you. Those that will like you will like you. Now, when I said no, like, and trust, people like people that are knowledgeable. So the moment you become knowledgeable and you show with all amount, not with pride. You know, there's a way people show off, not by showing off, but you are consistently showing up as a knowledgeable person who's willing to use your knowledge to empower people. Of course, not completely free, right? So as a consultant, people have come to like me because every day on my social media handles, I give tips on business. I talk on business. I share some light. That doesn't mean I have to take all my paid classes and go dump it on my social handle. No. But those who cannot afford my service, just by reading some of those things I've been sharing has helped improve their business. It has helped them become better. So they end up liking me. Some people don't like me because I write tips and strategies. Some people like me because I've been consistent.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guy talking to you today, I've been on this journey for almost 12 years. Shola is getting to know me just 2 months ago, and I'm not angry. You know, but that consistency, some people can just like, this guy is so dogged. He doesn't just know how to give up. How will I give up? Where else can I go? This is what gives me life. Take this from me, and I'm as well die. You know, so when you are consistently showing up, it will attract both hate and like. Don't care about the hate. Focus on the like. And please don't even do it for people to like you, because if people don't like you, you feel frustrated. Do it because that's what you want to do. All right?
Yes.
But people cannot trust you until they like you. In fact, in marketing, when I do marketing trainings and consulting for my clients, there's something called KLT factor. Know, like, and trust. Even the like, I'm saying, people cannot even like you until they know you. Somebody cannot just like you when they have not. Okay, I'm beginning to like the way that Mr. Appiah has been having the conversation on the chat box with me, right? So if I have not known Mr. Appiah today, how will I even like him? So you need to be visible for people to even know you. When they know you, they can now think of to like you based on your character, based on your exhibition, based on what you're doing. When people like you, they will buy from you. They will want to do business with you. They want to go into partnership with you. But when people trust you, they will vouch for you. So guys, that's what I can say on that.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a question in the comment section, but let me just ask the second question before we get into that. So what would you advise, I would say, you know, like you approach partners, you're approaching different partners basically, and most time they don't want to probably support in terms of funding, but that's really where you need partnership. So how do you go about that?
All right, so you see, everything is not in. Oh, I remember a part in my book. I wish I can read it. Let me summarize what I said. I said in my book, when you meet someone and you ask the person, please, I want to start this business, and I need 20,000 or 200,000 naira to start this business. Can you help me? What you will hear is, I don't have money, or the money is going for my kids' fees and all that stuff. So I said, instead of meeting your parents and your uncle and your friends and telling them you need 200,000 naira to start a business, first, start the business on a low key, on a small scale. Any business that needs 200,000 naira to start, most likely can also start with 50 or 20,000 naira. Save up to 10 to 20,000 naira. When you start it and you are sure, you are certain about the market, after a month, when you want to approach that same people, you know, this is what you can say, and it will make a lot of sense. You meet an uncle of yours, he said, sir, there's this business. Do you know anybody who will be interested in investing 200,000 naira for a business that will give them return on investment of 10% or 30% in these 3 months? Which means the person is going to get back his 200,000 naira plus 60,000 naira at the end of 3 months, which is 20,000 naira. And I believe that is better than taking that money and putting it in the bank. The next question you're going to hear is, what kind of business is it? So the approach changed. It's no longer help me with 200,000 naira or 200,000 cedis. It's now properly showing them that this business works and there's an investment that is coming, there's an ROI coming out of it. That's one part. On the second part, you really need money, finance, and you are not getting it. The question you're going to ask is, who are the people? Where can I find the people who can invest in this resource, in this project that I'm running? People don't like investing in projects that have not started. They like investing in projects that have started halfway. If you meet someone and said, I'm looking for 1 million cedis, I'm looking for 1,000 rands, the person will say no. If you say, I'm doing a project and the cost is 1,000 rands, so far we have about 350 rands. We're still 650 rands away. I don't know, can you support us with even 50 or 100 rands? It will make some sense more. Thirdly, I think you may want to do some extra work to raise some money, right? To be able to do that. But I know that there are people out there who are also open to financial support. I know there are people out there who are open to supporting NGOs and supporting projects. Just need to learn grants. There's a lot of grants that are being given out for amazing projects across the world. You will need to take some time, pay for grants, training course, how to write grants, and look out for it. You can also do crowdfunding. I talked about it in my book. I don't know if I've been able to touch your question a bit, because it's a little bit, there's no direct, this is what you should do, because money is in the people's pockets. So they have the discretion to choose what to do and how to spend the money. But my encouragement is that you could use several other approaches to make that happen.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Someone is asking in the comment section, in teamwork, how can you get a team member to deliver to your expectation if you tend to see that their work doesn't always satisfy you in such a way that you don't end up still being the one to handle their task?
Okay, so I say if you don't train them, don't blame them. It's a popular policy I use and I teach organizations. If you don't train them, don't blame them. First, you teach them what to do, especially if it's a task that you know how to do very well. Teach them what to do. That's task number one. Task number two, step number two rather, is do it with them. So don't just teach them and tell them to go do it. When you teach them what to do, the next step, that means the first job, the first project is that you are the one doing it while they are seeing, they are learning. The next job of that project is that you are doing it with them. You do some parts and you allow them to do some parts with them. Then the third part is that you allow them to do it and don't expect them to do it well, because you that is doing it well today, you didn't do it well overnight. You did it over and over. Do you remember how you were making mistakes, how you were messing up, and you were even crying in your secret room, but you kept doing it until you got better? So that's the same thing. But there are certain people that are not teachable. In such a scenario, you might need to replace them. There are some team members that are not just proactive, they are not just teachable. In fact, their attention is not just there. Look for their strength, analyze. There's something we call, when I do training for organizations, there's something for placing the right staff at the right part of your business. Some people, you need to know their strengths. If you take a talkative and put the person in a bulk room in the bank, you are underutilizing that person. If you take a shy person and put the person in the customer service unit or at the counter, you are going to look for trouble. But if you take a shy person to the bulk room to be counting the cash, she doesn't talk to people, so she's already okay. She's an introvert, right? But the person that is an extrovert, take him to the counter. The person will be having conversation with the customers all the time. He will always have something to say meaningfully. So I say that look at your team, analyze the strength of your team members and team players, so that by their strengths, you can also be able to position them and place them at the right place of the project that can better fit their strengths and their temperament and their traits. That's one of the ways why you still use the other pattern I said of teaching them, showing them, doing it with them, and then guiding them to do it themselves.
Thank you very much for that. Please, does anyone else have any question? Whether you want to put in the chat or you want to raise your hand?
Where are my people? Come to the screen. Come to the screen, please.
Thank you for that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I'll just give like a minute for that if you still want to raise your hand to ask or you want to put it in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay. I know like if you have any questions, maybe you don't want to ask it here, or maybe at some point you might need clarification on partnership. Kingsley Mez's contact will be shared so that you can reach out to him. We already did that, but just again, it will be shared so you can reach out to him, and I'm sure he'll be more than willing to answer your questions or give any clarification that you want. This session has been very impactful. I learned like the two things that really stood out for me is so for partnership, it has to be profitable. You have to grow. You have like both parties have to grow. So if you are not growing or you are saying that it's not really profitable, then let's just say more or less do not waste your time on it. And you need to also know your value so that when you are more or less like sourcing organizations you need for partnership, you're also checking out their value, even if it's not exactly the same, but okay, this is the type of value you align with this more or less. So I think those were the two things that really stood out for me. And I'll say a really big well done. Thank you. I'm sure we've all learned a lot, going forward, we'll imply this in also making informed decisions, like you say, like people that make informed decisions make better decisions than people that just make decisions without knowledge on whatever decision they are making. So thank you very much for this very impactful and insightful session. Very, very engaging, very, very learning. I'll say a very big thank you. And for the assessments for all participants, it's going to be on partnership, mapping out your partners, your stakeholders, and bringing like a strategy for engagement. So we put on the group chat to further, explain. There will be a template for that so that we're all carried along as well. And at this note, I would say thank you to everybody for participating. Thank you to Mr. Kingsley for impacting such knowledge on partnership that would help us going forward. And thank you, everyone. And this.
All right. So before we go, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no problem.
So me, I don't know. I don't like people to acquire. Accumulation of knowledge does not bring about any good. When you get informed, you accumulate knowledge. When you take action and apply the knowledge, you become a transformed person. So accumulation is not as powerful as transformation. The entire project and the entire phase of this event and this training this morning is so that you become transformed. So I'd like to ask specifically, I wish you guys can come on the mic, or just take 3 or 4, otherwise you go to the chat section. What have you learned new today that you will start applying to help your business and your project grow from this session? I know that, of course, SOS Foundation is going to ask that, but because I'm here now, I want to get 2, 3, 4 reactions before we go. You can raise your hand. In fact, raise your hand and come on the screen. Let me hear you. What are those 3 things that you have gotten that you will start applying that will help your business grow? Don't join the bandwagon of, oh, wow, how was the meeting? It was great. How was the training? Wow, it was great. So what did you learn? The meeting was great. So what did you learn? The meeting was, no, it's not the meeting was great. What are you taking away? I've been doing training for many years, so I know all the symptoms, and I'm always driving this down. So guys, I'm waiting.
Okay, so please can we raise our hands, or I would pick if in a minute no one raises their hands. So who's going to go, or I'm going to start picking for us to, get to that. Sandra, please, could you tell us what you are taking from today? Please, could you turn on your video so we can see your face, put your name, face in the name. That's all.
Okay, hello everybody. Okay,
hey, Sandra.
Hello, sir. Thank you for sharing lots of insights today. I really learned a lot. Okay, so I learned something new about partnership. I've been thinking about partnership for a very long time, but I really don't have the knowledge about it. But hearing it today, like for the first time, I appreciate. So I learned the fact that I need to ask myself lots of questions before actually venturing into partnership. Like, what do I need partners for?
Okay.
What do I lack in my place of work, my business that will warrant me getting a partner? So I also learn about teamwork, training them. Don't just give them the tasks and expect good work from them. But teamwork is important by training them and giving them the right instructions so they'll execute it right.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. So next up, let's have Bello. Please, could you tell us what you've taken from today?
Let's also have two people from our African brothers and sisters too.
Yes, Bello, please.
All right.
If Bello is not up, Emanuela. Yes, Emanuela. Hi, Emanuela, are you there? Emanuela. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. What were you?
Sorry, my screen wasn't working. So I also learned about partnership, about how we have.
Could you turn on your video,
please? Say again.
Please, could you turn on your video?
My video.
Yes, please.
Oh, where I am is not very
all right, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yes. So I also learned much about how we should set ground rules for partnership. Even though we may be friends, but when it comes to business, we have to be more serious. We should put the friendship aside because it's money matter. Especially if we are using somebody's money to work, we should have ground rules, how we are going to do the business, how each person's roles and the expectations that we have of them. And after that, we have to set the exit strategy. That's after the partnership has run its course. What's next? What are we going to do after we finish
this project?
We finish accomplishing what we set out to do. Thank you.
Awesome. Akwaba.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. Etio, please, can we have you next?
So you're going to teach me South Africa, or you're going to teach me Zulu. Zulu.
Etio?
It's the Zulu.
Okay.
It's teaching Zulu.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm laughing at the Zulu part.
We can't really hear you, please.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Okay, increase the volume a bit or the audible of your voice and then your video as well, if possible.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's better.
You can hear me. Okay, much better. Okay, I'm so sorry. My camera has an issue, so I can't switch on my video. But I learned quite a lot today. Lots of myths that I had were actually dispelled. I initially thought that partnership was meant to be with people that I actually knew or had relations with. So I learned to see beyond that. Also, the question that was asked today about making people like you, I think that was an important question because you'll often find that in the civil society space, people expect you to be extremely humble. So maintaining that balance between presenting yourself as humble, but also informing people of what you are doing to have a digital footprint for potential investors to invest is something that I'm still struggling with, because I think at times you feel like you're bombarding people with information or your achievements and I think also outside of that, I was also forced to not just look at the state as a possible collaborator, but to also consider other organizations as well.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much. And talking about bombarding people, you're not bombarding people. In fact, look at it from this perspective. There's somebody out there who's ignorant and your posts is going to save that person money, save the person's life, save the person's destiny. when you look at it from that perspective, you want to rise up every day and share content as it relates with what you're doing. And rising from that point of view gives you the energy to do it every day. Not being worried whether you are showing off too much or you're bombarding, not at all. For those of you that are going to save my contacts, you are going to see a lot of my WhatsApp status, because where we are now, if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody is going to blow your trumpet for you. Some people will only do business with you or partner with you when they have smelled some level of success, and they can only know about your success when you keep blowing it and talking about it. So even before I came on this training today now, I went on my Facebook timeline and I shared with it. I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing a training. I even did a screenshot of a few of the slides, not even the main content, just a few of the stuff. And I put it out there. And I said, oh, I'm doing a training for almost 50 entrepreneurs in almost 5 countries. Do you know what that is telling the people that are following? Oh, this guy is global. He doesn't only train people in Nigeria, he trains people outside Nigeria. That's creating an impression in the mind of the people. So tomorrow now, when we're done now, I'm still going to share my experience and how your feedback now has given me a lot of excitement. You know what that is doing? It's also encouraging somebody who wanted to dream or who had never believed that you can be in Nigeria or any part of your country and yet organize and do trainings virtually. So whenever you rise up to show up on your social media handles, show up with the part of gratefulness that you want to share your blessedness with the world, that you want to share the giftings of your knowledge and your experience to save other people from missing out or making the same mistakes. I mean, there are a lot of things you have learned today, Ace, or you are today, that if you had the opportunity to begin again, you would have done it quite better in another way. As you keep sharing it from that perspective, people are now going to rely on you and be confident enough to call upon you to come and teach them. They can even be confident to say, oh, if Ace is doing this project, no, I trust her because over the years, she has been doing X, Y, Z, and we've been seeing it, and we've been seeing it, and we've been seeing it. Thank you, Ace.
Thank you. Maybe we can take one more person. Frederick, if you're on the call, let's have someone from Kenya. Frederick.
Yeah.
Frederick, are you on the call?
Frederick, we're waiting for you. I want to hear you. I want to have more Kenyan friends.
Okay, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Call.
Can you turn on your video, if possible?
Hello?
Yeah,
hi, we can hear you, Frederick. Can you turn on your video if possible?
If you can, just go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah.
So we're asking you, what did you learn? What have you gotten today that you know you're going to apply to help you better in partnership as far as your project and your business is concerned?
Number one, I've understood more about partnership and the types of partnership mostly I want in my business, and also the importance of communication and negotiation, how you negotiate a deal. For example, you gave an example of Donald Trump, who is always good in negotiation. Like me, for example, I want to distribute the clean and safe water in my community. So and how to get partners has been a problem because I never knew which type of partner I really need for my business. And also how to talk with the partners and being patient with the partners. I've also learned a lot from you today.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you say thank you in Kenya? How do you say thank you in Kenya?
Asante sana.
Asante sana. Ah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome.
All right.
Thank you very much, Frederick. Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley.
Welcome.
It's very, very insightful, impactful, and all of that. Do you have any closing words, closing remarks before we end?
Okay, so when people say I should have a closing remark, I used to find it difficult because if you leave my tab open in the next 1 hour, I will still have a lot to flow and I won't stop. But this is what I want to say. Investing in knowledge is the biggest and the most profitable investment you will ever make in your life. I repeat, investing in knowledge is the most important and the most profitable investment you will ever make in your life. So therefore, never ever stop investing in knowledge. I didn't say never stop learning, because free is good, but free will not take you far. So there is a limit to free knowledge, but there is a power to paid knowledge. So invest every month, put a sum of money together and say, this money is for my personal development. Is that I'm buying a book, or I'm subscribing to Audible, which has audio books, or I'm downloading audio courses, but just keep learning. There are too many informations everywhere. In fact, information is drowning us. Don't go for every information. Go for information that is in line with your vision, your dream, and your purpose. Stay on it consistently. If you spend 1 hour every day to study on a particular industry, a particular matter, in 5 years, you will become known nationally in your country. I didn't say this. It's L. Nightingale that said it several years ago, and it has been proven over and over again. I've been on this journey of entrepreneurship for the past 10 years, and internationally I'm becoming known. That's because I stayed on it. So don't jump on this training. If you are into, like, you are in entrepreneurship and business, stay on knowledges around that a lot more. You can do a bit of here and there, but stay on the knowledge that will help you achieve your vision, your dream, and your purpose more. Invest in them. Pay for consulting, pay for coaching where necessary. Get into group mastermind and mentorship, and keep growing. Never, never stop growing. Learn, be open to learn from even the youngest person and the oldest person, whether you have 10 children and the other person is not married, so long as the person knows what you don't know. Keep the F up and then learn. Make sure you keep growing. Let us join hands together, because Africa is our place. My vision is to raise 10,000 entrepreneurs in the next 10 years who will solve African problems and generate a minimum of $1 million as revenue. That's my drive. How am I going to do that? I don't know. But that's my drive. So when I see this kind of meeting like this, I see that we're empowering other young Africans to find problems in their community, solve them, and create a business out of solving that, so it will sustain and continue. That's my parting shot. So guys, information will not make the difference. Applied information that leads to transformation is what you need. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've heard it. Be consistent, invest in knowledge, apply the knowledge you have invested in and gotten. So thank you very much. So we've come to the end of today's session, and I hope we apply everything we've learned. Like I said, you need to apply, not just amassing or gaining the knowledge, but apply it in your project. So thank you very much, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.